Twice it's been billed as the Lemieux-Gretzky Showdown, and twice the great one has come out on top. In the 2 Oiler wins, Gretzky has totaled 1 goal and 6 assists, while Mario was held to 1 assist. Tonight, the important matchup is the Penguins and the Oilers. Next on the Penguins Hockey Network. Pittsburgh Penguins hockey is sponsored by Eaton Park, where there's something special cooking. By Stroh's and Stroh Light. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is spoken here. By Equibank, the straight talk bank. By MCI, communication for the next 100 years. By Cameron Coca-Cola, Catch the Wave, Coke, and Diet Coke, just for the fun of it. By McDonald's, it's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. And by the new Giant Eagle. If you're not paying the absolute minimum price, you're paying too much.
And by the new Donnelly Directory, a better Yellow Pages and much, much more. By Benson Lincoln Mercury, Pennsylvania's #1 Lincoln Mercury dealer, Route 51, Whitehall. By Long John Silver's Seafood Shops. Long John Silver's sounds good to me. And by Calusi Chevrolet, the world's oldest Chevrolet dealer, Bridgeville.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. Tonight from the Civic Arena, the Penguins meet the Edmonton Oilers. Hello again, everybody. This is Mike Lang, and along with Paul Steigerwald, we'll bring you tonight's game. The Penguins with some good news today. Mario Lemieux will be back in the lineup, Paul, along with Dave Hannon, who's been out for 18 games with a knee injury.
Well, that's offense and defense, Mike. Mario Lemieux, of course, will always be up for a game against Edmonton because of Wayne Gretzky. I think the problem with bronchitis still bothering him very much. I don't expect to see him get as much ice time as we're accustomed to seeing him get, but he should be pumped up, and it's always great to have him back in there. As for Dave Hannon, good defensive hockey player. His speed will match up well with the Oilers, and I think he's a good penalty killer, too. They might give him a chance to do a little bit of that, and just watch how he clogs up the neutral zone tonight, Mike. I think he'll make a difference in that area and slow the Oilers down a little bit.
Of course, the Penguins right now in the final drive for a playoff spot. We're into the final quarter of the season in the Patrick Division.
20 games to go, 11 of them at home. The Penguins have had problems at home. They're winless in their last 3 here at the Civic Arena. They need that first goal, Mike. They got to get the crowd on their side, and it'd be nice to do it against the Oilers tonight.
And the Oilers have been a tough club against the Penguins over the past few games. They're 8-2-1 against the Pens in the last 11. Tonight is the Penguins and the Oilers coming up right here on the Penguins Hockey Network. Final fourth of the regular season. Right now trying to get themselves in a position for a playoff spot in the Patrick Division. Penguins 22-28 and 10. Pat Regan will be the starting goaltender tonight for the Pens. The Oilers 38-17-5, 81 points, the best record overall in the National Hockey League. They're in a battle right now, Paul, with the Philadelphia Flyers for the #1 spot overall, which is worth $100,000 in the President's Cup.
That's right. The Oilers with 81 points, the Flyers with 79. The Oilers want to get that regular season championship again, and besides that, they want to put it all together now, these final 20 games, Mike, to the playoffs.
Margie Benzick will sing the Canadian and American national anthems. And let's join her right now.
With glory stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rickling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, this game tonight really is just a happening around the city of Pittsburgh and the tri-state area. Everybody really geared up for it. A lot of enthusiasm for this hockey game. Bob Hall will be the referee tonight. And the two linesmen will be Jerry Pateman and Gerard Gauthier.
Now, the Penguins have not played well here at home. We mentioned it in the open. They are 2-5-1 in their last 8 games. And they're going to need a sparkling goaltending performance again from Pat Regan. He'll be the Penguin goaltender. Andy Moog will go again for the Oilers. He always plays against the Penguins. Grant Fuhr doesn't even have a decision against Pittsburgh. That's how much, here at the Civic Arena, that's how much Andy Moog plays.
Dan Quinn of the Penguins with Randy Cunneyworth and Dan Frawley on either side. Mark Messier. Dave Hunter out here for the Edmonton Oilers. The Penguins played into the Edmonton zone. Kevin Lowe defensively handles the puck. He'll wheel it out the near side for Mark Messier. Messier slap it around the horn. It'll come to Frawley of the Penguins. He puts it back in behind the net. And it goes back through to center ice. Messier chasing for the puck. Messier into Penguin territory. Bodger clears the zone. And the Oilers have to set up shop again. Craig Muni defensively for the Oilers. Drills it towards the Penguin net. Riggin takes the puck. He'll bang it up the far side. And Dan Frawley knocks it back into the center ice area. Messier chasing after the puck. Mark Messier, the Oilers, flip it on the backhand, deep into the Penguins' end. The Oilers have gone 8-2-1 against the Penguins over the last 11 games. Out of the left point Penguin zone. After Quinn, and he'll sneak it back to center circle. 50 seconds gone in the first period. The Penguins and the Oilers for the final time this year. The Oilers have 2 victories over the Penguins by identical scores of 4-2. Messier going for the puck, back in behind the Penguin goal as Hunter was drilled on a check by Randy Cunneyworth. And here come the Penguins breaking out of their own zone. Dan Quinn moving to the Oilers line. Down the right side, drop pass for Cunneyworth. And he is checked on the play by Glenn Anderson of the Oilers. Deal it back to center. The Penguins pick it off again. And Mo Mantha wristing the puck deep into the Oilers. In it comes to Shabbat. His shot is off the stick of Andy Moog. Around back behind the net. Shabbat trying to gather it in. Shabbat leaving the puck for Willie Lindstrom. Lindstrom bumped by Charlie Huddy, the Oiler defenseman. And the Oilers come back up the left wing. Issa Tikkanen working with Wayne Gretzky out here, and Yari Curry. It's a pretty powerful line the Oilers have. Gretzky, of course, leading the National Hockey League in scoring with 149 points. Lifted back in behind the Oiler net. Andy Moog, number 35. Oilers decked out in their traveling blue uniforms with the orange and white trim. Penguins in the home whites. To center ice, it comes to Huddy, and he'll shoot it off the body of Mo Mantha. That hurt the Penguin defenseman. Mantha's going to bring himself to the bench. Now the Penguins gun back into the Oilers in a wrist shot by Lindstrom. Block here, Shabbat shooting and scoring. The Penguins lead 1-0. John Shabbat gives the Penguins the lead. Oh, look out, Loretta.
Well, you look for this line to have a good night tonight. John Shabbat played an outstanding game on the road against the Rangers. Willie Lindstrom, a former Oiler, definitely wants to put on a show against his old teammates. He came down, moved in on Muni, and then dropped it back. Shabbat got it, cut into the slot, and snapped it up high in the glove side of Andy Moog. And that is such an important goal, Mike. We talked about the importance of the first goal. It gets the crowd involved, and now the Penguins have a lot of confidence, and that'll make them relax so much more here at home. It's a very, very big goal by John Shabbat.
John Shabbat's 14th of the year from Willie Lindstrom and Jim Johnson at 2:03. And the Penguins break on top with a 1-0 lead. Mario Lemieux now with Dave Hannon and Mitch Wilson. And Lemieux into the Oilers' end. Slide it towards the net. Blocked in front. And the Oilers move it back through center. Paul Coffey had it picked off. The Oilers, who were beaten by Winnipeg on Sunday 5-2, did not play very well in that game. Penguins striking first here at home, and the Oilers now set up shop in their own end. Lemieux with a checking effort, knocked it away from Coffey, but Coffey recovers. And he'll slide it up the left wing, looking for Curry. Now to Gretzky. Gretzky wheeling deal to the Penguins end. And Lemieux intercepts his pass. Lemieux turns and shoots it back to center. The Oilers gather it in again. Jari Curry on the right side, going rink wide. And the Oilers move in. Issa Tikkanen try to give it back to Coffey, who cut in deep in the play around that. Ned Wigan makes a big save right in front on Coffey. Gretzky has a turning, shooting, and he missed the net. Gretzky down on the far board. Vince Wilson trying to shut him down. Can't do it. Gretzky down the slot. Man there, Curry. His shot. Wigan says no. The rebound gathered in by the Penguins. And Billy Siren sends it ahead left wing to Dave Hannon. Hannon moving to Oiler territory. Leaves it for Mario Lemieux. Lemieux dumping it to the right wing corner. Hannon's going to come off here. Lemieux stays out a long time. Remember, he's recovering from bronchitis, but he now waves to the bench. He'll come off the ice. Gretzky stays on, and he shoots it away to the Penguin right wing corner. Gretzky very durable, and he plays those extra shifts, and now the play is whistled down as they freeze it in the near corner of the Penguin zone. 16:34 to go, period number 1. 1-0 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network. Penguins leading 1-0 here at the Civic Arena on John Shabbat's 14th goal of the year from Willie Lindstrom and Jim Johnson. Pat Riggin with some great saves for the Pens.
I'll say he made a great one on Paul Coffey, then another one on Curry. Gretzky stole the puck from Lemieux, just picked his pocket and circled around two. Gretzky had an excellent shift that time. He seemed to really get inspired by the fact that the Penguins scored the first goal. The Oilers are in this game right off the bat.
Not only that, Gretzky's shift was a very long one, too. He really stayed out a long time, and Lemieux, laboring with the effects of bronchitis, and Dave Hannon also. Those are two players that have not played in quite some time, and they were very quick to try and get off the ice, so they were huffing and puffing. A tough chore for the Pens matched up against that line. Mantha from the face-off, Penguins in. He is paired with Dwight Schofield. Schofield, number 4. Up to center to Simpson. The Penguins playing with Simpson at center with Chris Conos and Warren Young. The Oilers feed it right back into Penguin territory. Off the boards, it comes to the Pens. 2-on-1 develops. Simpson and Conos. Conos takes a pass left wing. Back to Simpson. There he is, and in goal. Simpson scores! Craig Simpson overpowers Andy Moe. And the Penguins lead 2-0. Oh, buy Sam a drink and get his dog 1-2.
Boy, you see the outstanding skills and hands that Chris Conos has. We've seen 2-on-1s over the years with the Penguins, and you're looking at 2 #1 draft picks, 2 guys with great skills. Conos comes down, he laid that pass right on the stick of Simpson. Simpson went in, just kind of carried that puck in on mode, and just kind of lost control of it, but it just kept on going right off his skate and just kind of slid right across that goal line into the net to make it 2-0 Penguins.
Conos on the assist, of course. And Young set it up from the Penguins end. So the Penguins scoring a 2-on-1. The Oilers getting cut up ice, and the Pens made it count.
Boy, that line is really playing well, Mike. They had a big game against the Rangers the other night. Warren Young with a couple of points. Craig Simpson had a goal. Chris Conos, you remember, set Warren Young up for a goal. And that line just playing really well. And you'd imagine that Bob Berry will keep those guys together as long as they're playing that way. Simpson centering with Warren Young on the left and Chris Conos on the right. All 3 of them are pretty versatile players, particularly Young and Conos. Those 2 have played all 3 forward positions.
And all 3 are natural centers.
That's right.
Penguins have a ton of natural centers. That's one thing they will have to work on. There's no question about that, is drafting some people that are natural left wingers or right wingers. Now the Oilers from center ice, and Craig McTavish leaves it at center. It's flipped up by Napier. He'll put it behind the Penguin goal. The Oilers chase after it. Napier can't get it, and it comes off the far corner. Napier goes in for it. Billy Siren bumps him. McTavish in the corner, number 14, playing without a helmet for the Edmonton Oilers. McTavish has the puck. He tried to feed it in the slot for Kevin McCullough, the former Penguin, but he can't get it to him. Now Simpson of Pittsburgh pressure, and the Oilers are using good forechecking pressure here. The Penguins dump it off the board. This might be an icing call. Laboring back to get it will be Charlie Huddy. They rule he could have played the puck, and that was right. And Huddy comes up. The Penguins lead 2-0 here in the first period. Not even 5 minutes gone. Mantha back. Over to Dan Quinn. He shoots into the Oiler net, and Andy Moog stops that shot. Gathered in by the Oilers. They give it away at center again. And it's poked back into the Edmonton zone. Andy Moog will leave it. Huddy, a right wing pass. Now a steal by Quinn on Randy Gregg. Going to the left wing corner. Cunninghurst goes in for the Penguins. He's hammered at a solid check by the 6'4" defenseman of the Oilers. Right point though. Mantha. Oilers in. Shooting the puck, and it went wide. Off the near board. Grabbed by Glenn Anderson of Edmonton. He can't clear. The Penguins all over Edmonton right now. Andy Moog gets the biscuit over to Glenn Anderson, and here he comes. Anderson, who can really fly down the right wing, beat Jim Johnson. Great skater. Here's Anderson going behind the net, and he shoots it on a short angle and stopped by Riggin on the rebound. Tried to beat him on the short side. It came off in front of the Oilers. Then tried to poke it in. 2-0 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Jenkins, will you be a dear and find my gym shoes?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell Peter I'll be at Scandinavian. Oh, and another thing, Jenkins. Please fetch my gym bag.
Perhaps, madam, I could exercise for you as well.
No, Jenkins. There are some things one must do for oneself.
Hurry, final week. Join Scandinavian, just $32 a month for 24 months.
Unfortunately, darling, even I have to pay my dues.
Well, each team has 4 shots so far in this first period, Mike, and Pat Riggin has already made 2 or 3 outstanding saves. Glenn Anderson showing that fantastic skating ability, a tremendously underrated player, a guy who doesn't get a lot of recognition because he plays in the shadow of Gretzky, and he just threw it towards the net. It went off the post, came right out to Dave Hunter cruising in, and he just dished it with the backhand, and Riggin, very sharp, got that glove down and scooped it up and hung on to it. We'll get a face-off to the right of the Penguins' goal.
The talent that Anderson has, and you can see he made really a terrific move to try and shoot that puck from a very bad angle. It looked as though he was going to go behind the net, and I think that's what Riggin thought too for a moment. It caught the post, it appeared, and then bounced out in front. And that's just a move you can't teach. I mean, you either have it or you don't, and Anderson definitely has that move. Now the Penguins stymied a bit in their own zone. Dave Hannon throws it back into the Edmonton end.
Like, you know, it occurred to me that it was a good move by Bob Berry to put Hannon and Lemieux out there together because they're going to get equal amount of ice time. And
Riggin now has to force the puck away from the net as the Oilers take over in the Penguins' end. Messier feeds it around the horn, near-sided. Hannon pays the price as he's checked on the play. Does dish it back to center. Jeff Bukabo put the body in the hip. Still at the neutral zone. Billy Searing, good play to get it ahead of Mitch Wilson. Now to Lemieux. Lemieux back to Wilson. Wilson looking for Hannon, and the pass jumped off his stick. Hannon goes to the near boards. Wilson yelling for the puck, but it comes all the way back to center. Penguins shoot it in, and we've got an offside play. How would you like to be Mitch Wilson? You were signed by the New Jersey Devils, number 33 for the Pens, as a free agent. Played 8 games there, then went and signed a free agent contract with the Penguins. Played most of the year in Baltimore, and all of a sudden here, you're in about your 3rd or 4th game, and you're on a line with Mario Lemieux.
well, that's the
I mean, that's a triple Christmas time for Mitch Wilson.
and he's playing against Wayne Gretzky and the Edmonton Oilers. And you know, Mike, a lot of people saying that Mario should have a guy in his wing who's a bit of a tough guy. Wilson not very big, but very tough, and he would fit that role, you'd think.
Going back to chase for the puck at the Edmonton end, Craig Muni leaves it for Jari Kurri, and Gretzky returns to the ice for the Oilers. 2-0 Pittsburgh on top. The Oilers dish into the Penguin right wing corner off the stick of Riggin. Now Jim Johnson, defensively for the Penguins. Trying to get it to John Chabot, who has scored the other Penguin goal. Greg Simpson has won his 24th of the year. Mantha behind his own net. Wrap it around the boards. Lindstrom cut off the man. Chabot follows over, and he'll carry the puck out. Gretzky's after him. Chabot moves it inside the Edmonton line and flips it in behind the net. He's to Tikkanen, controlling for the Edmonton Oilers. They'll work it up right wing to Tikkanen. Tikkanen's having himself a big year. Drop pass to Kurri. Look out here. Here's Gretzky, or low down the slot. They all just send those defensemen in, the Oilers do. But he's handled by the Pens' Mo Mantha. Kurri in the corner. Look for those Oiler defensemen to vacate that blue line all night long. They'll keep coming even late in the game when they've got a lead. Bob Erie trying to get back, and he skates it into the Oilers zone. Muni gathers it in for Edmonton. Muni's lead pass to Gretzky, and he can skate. Gretzky moving to the Penguins in. A long shot. Oh, he hit the post. Boy, he had Riggin fooled on that move. But he caught the post as Big Ben struck one. He centers again, and Kurri can't quite get there. Gretzky's putting on a show here in the first period, but the Oilers have nothing to show for it. Now flip deep in behind the net. After it'll be Tikkanen. Tikkanen in the Penguin zone. Can't center. Erie picked off that maneuver. And Lindstrom, a weak attempt to clear. Kurri left side shoots it. And that went wide of the goal. Erie trying to move it across the blue line. He will, and just throws it into the Oilers zone. Andy Moog will leave it. The Oilers go to a line change also. 8 minutes gone. Period number 1. The Penguins 2, the Oilers nothing. Billy Searing collides with Charlie Huddy as the Penguins flip it in around the Oiler net. The Oilers now coming to center to Mark Messier. Messier off the wood. Right wing to Anderson. Cuts for the net. In on goal. He's there. And what a save by Riggin on Glenn Anderson. Another great move by Anderson. But a penalty coming up here, too. Apparently against the Peds. What a save Riggin made there. 2-0 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Field has any weakness, it would be that people can get around him. He doesn't make the turn real well, and Glenn Anderson with that fantastic speed to the outside cut in on Schofield, went way wide. Riggin went down but managed to get his stick flat on the ice and make the save. It looked like Anderson may have shot that puck just a little bit wide. It's hard to say, but Riggin had the stick where it had to be regardless of where he shot it. It was right there up against the post on an angle. He was lying in the crease, and he made the save on Anderson, who had taken himself wide to the left. Schofield goes off for slashing at 8:22, and the Oilers put that power play to work, and Paul Coffey out there on the right side. He has not been with the Oilers in the previous games against Pittsburgh, the 2 games, the 2 4-2 wins for the Oilers. He's out there tonight.
Gretzky leads the Oilers in power plays with 11. And the Penguins from the faceoff control the puck. Pennyworth comes up. He'll blast it long off Andy Moe's glove, or pad. Edmonton again with possession. Looking for Gretzky, in the pass beyond his reach, and Momanta breaks up the play. And it's bounced back into the Edmonton zone. Coffey. Relay a right wing pass. Intended for Anderson. It does go into the near corner. Anderson has put on 2 just beautiful moves here in this period. And Gretzky has had a few of his own, but the Oilers trail 2-0. Gretzky lost the puck. Bob Erie at center ice. He just finds open space and deals it back into the Edmonton zone with 1:19 to go in the penalty to Dwight Schofield. The Oilers 5th in the National Hockey League on the power play. They can't get in. And at center, Gretzky trying to get control of it. Gretzky will slow the play down. He circles, looking. Throw it ahead to Coffey. Breaks into the Penguins end. Down the left side. Put a wrist shot that was blocked by Billy Searin. Pennyworth trying to get over and get it. McTavish on now. He can't get to it. Searin will. Can he clear? He can't. The Oilers keep it in. Searin will go the other way. Gretzky got a piece of that pass. And then clearing attempt. Gretzky back in the near corner. He just reads the play so well with such quick hands. Now behind the net to McTavish. McTavish. Stopping. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Out of Messier. Messier of Edmonton. Left wing corner comes out. Center point to Coffey. Left side to Curry. Back to Coffey. Coffey. Rink wide pass. Broken up by the fans. Can they clear? They do. They'll take the heat out of a hot kitchen. Oilers move the puck very quickly, and they come rambling right back. Good check by Erie on Jari Curry. He can't get the motor going. Esa Tikkanen with 14 seconds left in the Edmonton power play. Penguins lead 2-0 on goals by John Shabbat and Craig Simpson. Tikkanen gave it away to Shabbat. This should do it as far as the penalty is concerned. Shabbat looks for the opening. 1 second left. It does go up and behind the Oiler net. Schofield comes on. The Penguins have killed it. Outlet pass to center. On the move. McTavish of Edmonton down the right wing. Moving to the Penguins end. Drop pass to Gretzky to McTavish, and he couldn't shoot it. Went behind the net. Lemieux trying to get to Gretzky does. He centers again. A nice pass. But the Oilers can't connect. Back into the near corner. Finally pushed ahead to center. Mitch Wilson going to Lemieux. Plays it up his skates. Lemieux looking for Hannon. He's on the right wing. He'll go in deep. Center back Wilson right in front of that net, but he can't get the pass to it. Oilers trying to clear. Lemieux, you can see he's just not quite 100%. Lemieux flip it towards the left wing corner. In to get it will be Wilson, but he is knocked off his skates by Randy Craig. The Penguins steal again on a forechecking effort. Lemieux's pass into the slot. Nobody home. Back comes Gretzky. Gretzky, look at that backdoor pass right side to McTavish. He goes off his skates, and the Penguins get a break there as Mitch Wilson laid it outside the line. Oilers dump it in. We've got an offside call. 2-0 Pittsburgh here at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Hi, I'm Craig Simpson of the Pittsburgh Penguins. You know, one of the biggest thrills in playing hockey is scoring a hat trick. So what makes it even more satisfying is when teamwork's involved. The team at Benson Lincoln Mercury Mercure will show you satisfaction before, during, and after you buy a new car. You'll find a large selection, helpful salespeople, great deals, and dependable service. That's why we're Pennsylvania's #1 dealer, Benson Lincoln Mercury Mercure. We won't be satisfied till you are.
To Hawaii, compliments of Royal of Hawaii.
This face-off at the Penguin blue line, Craig Simpson of the Penguins with Warren Young and Chris Contos. Pittsburgh leading 2-0. The shots are dead even at 5 apiece. Shabbat is 14th, and Craig Simpson. Gretzky with a backdoor pass, as only he can do.
put it right on the stick of McTavish. He came in and he tried to slam on the brakes and lost the edge on his skates and fell down. Bodger had just gotten back to help him fall down.
Simpson pulled down. There'll be a penalty coming up against the Edmonton Oilers as the Penguins gun into the Oilers zone, and Pittsburgh will get a power play out of this situation. And we'll take a timeout. Turkey on the table for the Pens. Coming up in a moment as Kevin Lowe sits down. 2-0 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Fire brewing. It's more than a way to make Stroh's and Stroh Light. It's a family tradition, passed down from one generation to another for over 200 years. It's what guarantees that smooth, consistent taste for generations to come.
A good time's better with a good time beer. Stroh's is spoken here. Stroh's is spoken here.
Richard D. Anderson.
Mike, the Edmonton Oilers locker room today was not quite as alive and businesslike. I didn't get the same feeling I got the last time they were in here and last year when they were in here at the end of last season. Glenn Sather was kind of testy today in there. He was asking the media people to leave. Wayne Gretzky walked out of the locker room, went out the back door, did not do any interviews with any of the local media, and you just had the feeling the Oilers weren't quite there. Penalty against the Oilers.
Power play for the Penguins as Kevin Lowe sits down for high sticking at 11:29. And the Penguins going back into their own end to take control of the puck. Doug Bodger and Mo Mantha will work the points. Simpson, Dan Quinn, and Warren Young up front on the power play. Lemieux has been used sparingly here in this first period by Coach Bob Berry. Around the right wing, Simpson, but has played on a regular shift, and the Oilers again pick up possession. They'll fire it hard into the Pittsburgh zone. Riggin, who's been sharp, lost the puck right in front. Messier makes a move on him, trying to stuff it in, and he can't do it. Now the loose puck gathered in by the Oilers, and Dave Hunter shoots it. That went wide. Back on the near side, Hunter comes up with it. The Oilers, who have 19 shorthanded goals, putting some pressure on the Penguins right now. They lead the league in that department. And the Penguins got away with their lives here on this maneuver. They've got the puck behind their own net. Mo Mantha. Boy, Messier came dangerously close, and Hunter shot it wide. The Oilers have played better, really, than the score indicates. They should have 1 or 2 goals here in this period, but the Penguins lead 2-0. And they've got the advantage on the power play. And they give it away again. Here's Messier of the Oilers into the Penguins' end. Drop pass left wing side to Dave Hunter. He shoots it on. Riggin cut the angle on him and made the stick save. Warren Young of Pittsburgh. Play it ahead to center, and it comes to Mo Mantha. Checked on a hip check by Paul Coffey, and off his skates he goes, and the Oilers having an easy time of it. In fact, they've controlled the better of the play here on the Penguin power play. This is frustrating because against the Oilers, there's one thing. This is the first power play. 2 is a little, and 10 is not enough against this Edmonton team. Believe me, they can really score goals.
Yeah, the remarks I made about their locker room, I don't want to give anybody the indication that they're not going to be here or that they can't turn it on in any course of this hockey game. I just didn't feel the same as I did in other times I've been in that locker room.
Well, they're playing hockey here. The left side's McTavish. He fires, and Riggin made that save. Back with the puck now. Napier shoots it back on. The Oilers have had 4 shots that have come close to goals here. And this power play situation, the penalty is over now, and Kevin Lowe is on. At least you forget Edmonton right now, as I said, they should be right here in this hockey game. Some good goaltending by Riggin, though. It's kept the Penguins in it, and they've scored twice on Andy Moe. Into the near corner. Pennyworth digging for it along with Lemieux. And they say work on. Work free now to the Oilers' Paul Coffey. Here's a guy, you talk about getting a motor going. Boy, when he does, call the doctor because he can really move. Lemieux shoots it in around the Oiler net. Moe misplays the puck, but now got it back a second time and steers it around the far side. And here comes Coffey now with those wheels. Coffey now to center, still skating brilliantly to the Pens end. Drop pass, got a man open, cutting for the net, in front, a shot, and no, McTavish didn't put it on the net. The Oilers with some great passing there, but they couldn't connect. And they're all over the Penguins right now. Hillier trying to slow down McTavish. McTavish turned around. Goes to Tikkanen. Tikkanen trying to put it in front for Mark Napier. But the Penguins stopped the play, and Willie Lidstrom going back to Edmonton ice, got around the man, takes the shot himself, and Andy Moe makes the glove save and held it long enough for a face-off. The Penguins lead 2-0 here at home against the Oilers on the Penguins Hockey Network.
On John's has shrimp lovers talking Cajun.
Ooh-wee! This Cajun shrimp tastes like home.
Adler, you're from Milwaukee.
The tangy taste reminds me when I was living in the Delta.
Only Delta you lived in was a fraternity house.
Tender shrimps, all spicy and crunchy, don't you know?
Cut the Cajun, Adler.
Okay. It's okay by me if it's okay by you.
Long John Silver.
New Cajun shrimp at a great price.
Andy Moog of the Oilers. Matt Riggin of the Penguins. Boy, the Oilers have just missed some tremendous chances to score here. They really have been sharp, I think, in the first period.
One thing the Oilers are trying to do and are consciously making an effort to do is tighten up in their own end of the rink. Around this time of year, they try to get much more defensive-minded. The Penguins have had a couple of good chances, and of course they have scored. Willie Lindstrom had a nice chance a minute ago. He made it all himself, too. A great individual effort, cutting into the slot, snapping one off, and Moog made the save. Riggin stopped Mark Napier and a couple of other Oilers while the Penguins had the power play. Once Messier got that puck after Riggin had given it away, it just seemed to unnerve the Penguins on the power play, and they never really got it back together again.
Face-off will be to the left of Andy Moog. You can hear everything players are saying on the ice. Basically, Messier now comes in here against John Shabbat. Right wing circle. Edmonton zone. Messier, one of the best face-off men in the National Hockey League, has great timing ability and also with the ability with the strength that he has just to overpower you. Out to center come the Oilers. Esa Tikkanen cuts his way to the Penguins' end. Dropped it off for Jari Kurri, but he overskates the play. And Willie Lindstrom leads the attack back. Right wing pass to John Shabbat. Shabbat giving the puck to Lindstrom. Wrist squat and a good stop made there by goaltender Andy Moog. Now flipped deep back into Penguin ice, and Pat Riggin couldn't get to the puck. Jari Kurri will. Kurri looking for Gretzky, stands alone behind the net, but Shabbat's able to pick it off. Shabbat rolling around the near side, and now it comes back to center. Gretzky not only leads the National Hockey League in points scored with 149, but give you some idea of what a tremendous player he is. He leads the NHL in the plus-minus department, too. He's been on the ice for more goals in a plus situation than any player in the league. Now Lindstrom weave his way back into Edmonton ice. To the left wing corner, it comes to John Shabbat. Shabbat trying to center. Bob Erie couldn't pull the trigger on it. And the Oilers gun right back with 4:10 to go in the first period. 2-0 the Penguins lead. Dish it deep into the Penguin right wing corner. Came off the board. Bodger pokes it ahead to Bob Erie. Trying to cut him off as Tikkanen, he does, and the Oilers recapture the puck. They flip it back into the Penguin left wing corner. Hillier went in against Gretzky. Gretzky won the battle, but he gave it right to Dan Quinn. Quinn, who is very familiar with Gretzky, having played with Calgary. Penalty coming up against the Oilers. Quinn on the move, delayed penalty call. Riggin comes off. Quinn with a puck, shooter towards the net, deflected. Off Moog, the rebound. Lemieux shooting, and it was blocked. Now the penalty is called here as Gretzky got possession. The Oilers guilty of a penalty. The Penguins again go to work with a man advantage. 2-0 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network.
The loan committee will see you now.
Small business expansion equity.
Countermands unfavorable risk exposure.
Fiscally negating capital accessibility.
Equibank is here to help small business stay in business. We've got the money to loan you, and we'll always be here when you need us. At Equibank, small business gets a lot of bank, not a lot of banker babble.
Entrepreneurial microcosm.
Transactionally.
Self-terminating.
Equibank, the straight talk bank.
Penguins' second power play chance. Esa Tikkanen goes off for high, sticking at 16-19. Dan Quinn was carrying the puck into the Oilers' end of the rink. Penguins had the extra attacker on. He threw it to the net, and Bob Erie going right to the cage managed to get a stick on it. Moog had to flop to the ice to make the save. Kevin Kelly of Jeanette, Pennsylvania is our contestant on the Stroh's power play.
Power play chance number 2, and Mantha lead it to the right wing corner. The Oilers dominated short-handed-wise against the Penguins the last power play attempt. Dan Quinn. Quinn right point to Mantha. Left side to Billy Siren. Siren now near boards to Craig Simpson. Swing a ring-wide pass. Here's Quinn. He's in front. Quinn Young knocks it in. The Penguins lead 3-0. Warren Young scores, and the Penguins are up by 3. Oh, great balls of fire.
Now Warren Young parked in front of the net, and one of the Oilers left him all alone. Dan Quinn got the puck. The key to that power play and the fact that the Penguins scored, they moved the puck very quickly. They knew exactly where they wanted to go in the power play. The Oilers were kind of standing around. Simpson made the pass cross ice to Quinn, and Quinn took his time. He had plenty of it, but Quinn really was helped by the fact that Simpson got the puck to him so quickly. He just stood in the circle out to the left of Moog, and then acted like he was going to shoot it, just moved it over to Warren Young, and nobody around Warren Young. Randy Gregg had left the area in front of the net for some reason.
Well, Gregg was there, but so was Charlie Huddy, I believe, and Young. They claimed the Oilers were arguing there should have been a penalty called. Young, see, knocked down the Oiler player there, and I'm not so sure they weren't right. Maybe an interference call. He did hammer him, but he got away with it. Stood in front of the net all by himself and then knocked it in on a good pass by Dan Quinn. Power play goal for the Penguins, and they're 59th of the year, and they lead now 3-0. The Oilers shoot it back in behind the Penguin net. It'll come near side. Kulak out here for the Oilers as they go to another unit right now, trying to get things going. Randy Cunneyworth over the Penguins. Lead it ahead to Quinn. He'll have space on the left wing. Coming down, man in front. Foley! He knocks it in. The Penguins lead 4-0. Oh, you'd have to be here to believe it. The Penguins lead the Oilers 4-0 here in the first period.
Now, the Penguins had a 3-0 lead against the Rangers the other night. They allowed that to hold up and beat them by a score of 4-2. And like Mike said, they can use all the goals they can get. Dan Quinn is extremely sharp tonight. He made a play to himself. He poked the puck off one of the Oilers' sticks off the boards, picked it up, and threw it right across the goal mouth to Frawley, who went right to the net. And Frawley just put his stick on the puck, and he just knocked it right up over Andy Mogan into the goal. Looked like Andy Mogan got a piece of the puck on the shot by Frawley, but it went off his body and into the net.
Well, the Penguins with a 4-0 lead. Out to center. The pass to Craig Simpson. Here come the Penguins again. And the pass deflected. Now, the Oilers having one of those nights. Every team seems to go through one once a year. I got to be fair about it. The Oilers played very well the first 3 quarters of the period. They have given up some goals that have been kind of soft. And play is whistled down here. I think we're going to have penalty time possibly dished out here. Bob Hall. No, it's going to be called back here apparently on an offside play.
Mike, that first goal by the Penguins got them so much life, got the crowd into it. And I just think the Oilers have played outstanding hockey from the red line into the Pittsburgh end of the rink, but they've been pretty been backing up into their own zone. The Penguins have just seemed to have so much space. They're flying up ice. I don't think the Oilers expected the Penguins to be flying the way they are, but they don't seem to be making the plays in their own end of the rink, and it's really costing them so far.
No, and you're exactly right. They are struggling in their own end. They get the puck in the Penguins' zone, and they've missed opportunities, too. Penguins have taken advantage of every chance that they've had, and it's as I said, teams go through streaks, and right now the Penguins might be on a real strong one again. They won their first 7 games to start the season, and they seem to have the motor going. Jim Johnson whacking with Glenn Anderson. There'll be a penalty coming up. It'll be against the Penguins as Jim Johnson will get the call. The Oilers will get an opportunity here on a power play. It's delayed now as off the ice comes Andy Moog, and they put the extra attacker on, so they can work now until the Penguins gain possession of the puck. Messier, drop pass to Kevin Lowe. And he gave it right to Dan Frawley, and that will get the call. And now Anderson and Jim Johnson have some words. Messier comes over to step towards Jim Johnson. Anderson is a feisty little guy, and he's not afraid to get the stick and lumber up once in a while. I'm not so sure he didn't earlier, maybe. Jimmy Johnson got caught with his hand in a cookie jar, though. He whacked him with a glove.
The Oilers have had one power play chance already in this game.
Pittsburgh penalty, number 6, Jim Johnson, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 18:05. Johnson, 2 for interference.
Interference to call at 18:05 on Penguin defenseman Jimmy Johnson. He's been playing with a sore back and getting some treatments on that back every day. He says it does bother him and hampers him out there, but he comes to play every night. He hasn't missed a game yet in a Penguin uniform.
Well, he hurt that back, neck and everything in New York in a game against the Rangers, and he just has not been the same since then. Not fully recovered, but giving it a go. And Messier now with Glenn Anderson and Wayne Gretzky in the front line on the power play. Boy, what personnel the Oilers have here in this power play. Point men are Yari Curry and Paul Coffey. Just give me one of them. Here's Curry, left side, going to Messier. Sneak a right point pass to Paul Coffey. Coffey's shot blocked by Bob Erie. And it bounces back to center.
Bob Erie picking up where he left off against the Rangers. The Penguins killed 9 Ranger power plays the other night. Their penalty killing unit very confident right now. They're taking the body.
4-0 the Penguins lead. You heard me right if you joined us late. Here in the first period. This penalty will be in effect the rest of the way. We'll go by the scoreboard clock. Time left, 1:20. And they give it to Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky dump it off with a short little pass to Coffey. Now to center to Messier. Off the leg of Mantha to the Penguins' left wing corner. Cunneyworth of Pittsburgh went in for it. Can he get it out? Battling for it, Glenn Anderson. Anderson left point to Yari Curry. Curry now back to Messier. Back to Curry center point. Gives it back to Messier in front to Coffey, and he couldn't shoot it. He fanned on it. Fortunately for the Penguins there. He cut right from the right side and fanned on the shot, because he had Riggin leaning the wrong way. Messier now to the right wing to Anderson. Anderson trying to get in. And a late call here on the offside play. Boy, that was a long time coming before that whistle sounded. Anderson was 35 feet in the zone. I think he's had a tremendous first period. I don't know what he's been on the ice for, plus-minus wise, but boy, he has been flying. Glenn Anderson of the University of Denver. 4th-round draft choice, I believe, and he's just been a real star in the National Hockey League.
Played on the 1980 Canadian Olympic team. He was a 4th-round pick in '79. He has scored 54 goals in a season, twice, 2 different seasons. A great player. Randy Cunneyworth did a great job of killing that penalty to the point to where they've killed it. 51 seconds remaining on the penalty to Jim Johnson.
From center ice, Paul Coffey leads it back into the Penguins in. 40 seconds to go in the period. The Oilers have a power play the rest of the way, but Momantha has it. Should be able to take the heat out of the kitchen. Hit his own man with a shot up high. Bob Beery can't believe it. He said, you had the whole ice to shoot it, and you fired it right on my backside. Now here come the Oilers again. Messier. Mantha will take a ribbon over that, I'll tell you that. Bobby Erie will be tough to sit down in the first intermission. It'll be Wayne Gretzky, 16 to go in the period. Gretzky with the puck, left point to Curry, back to Gretzky. Look out here. Gretzky try to go to Curry. And it went outside the line. 7 to go. The Oilers are going to have to regroup themselves, and they're offside again. And boy, it has not gone right at all for the Oilers in the first period, and everything has gone right for the Penguins. Penguins have outshot Edmonton 10-8. Out of town, Washington leading Detroit 1-0 on a goal by Bobby Gould. 4 seconds left from the face-off, almost at center ice. The Oilers, unless they can get a quick shot here right from the draw, that would be a long-range shot. It should be 4-0 Pittsburgh at the end of 1. And the Oilers have it. They get it to Gretzky. He fires. His time runs out. They did get that shot. It was a set play. But the Penguins come away with a 4-0 lead at the end of the first period. At the end of 1, the Penguins 4, the Oilers nothing on the Penguins Hockey Network. Penguins with a 4-0 lead. They scored very quickly in the game at 2:03 on a goal by John Shabbat to start it off.
Willie Lindstrom made a great play. He came in and dished the puck off to John Shabbat. But better than that, he took Charlie Huddy with him to the net, gave Shabbat all kinds of room, and he snapped it in to make it 1-0. And then it was Craig Simpson and Chris Kontos on a 2-on-1, and Kontos moved it to Simpson. He scored his 24th of the year, and that puck just kind of had eyes on it. It found its way across the goal line into the net to make it 2-0. Penguins went on a power play. Dan Quinn, Craig Simpson. Simpson moved it over to Quinn. He moved it right to Young in front of the net after Young had knocked down Charlie Huddy in front of the goal. And the Oilers were screaming for an interference call on that, but Young got his 6th of the year on the power play to make it 3-0 at 16:37. And then it was Dan Quinn again making a nice individual effort at the blue line, coming down the left wing, throwing it right across the goal crease to Dan Frawley, who went right to the net, and he chipped it up over Andy Moog with his 6th of the year from Quinn and Cunneyworth. That one coming at 17:09 to make it 4-0. The Penguins outshot Edmonton 10-9 in the period. Edmonton was 0 for 2 on the power play. The Penguins were 1 for 2.
U.S. Air scoreboard, the Capitals, Washington leading Detroit 2-0 in the first period of play. Minnesota at Quebec, the North Stars lead Quebec on a Brian Lawton goal 1-0. And the Rangers have jumped out to a 1-0 lead over the Buffalo Sabres on Tony McKechnie's 26th of the year in the first period at Buffalo.
Well, I thought maybe Edmonton might change goaltenders, Mike, but Glenn Sather did not do that. He came back with Andy Moog here in the second period. Grant Fuhrer just never seems to get a chance to play against the Penguins, except in Edmonton every now and then. Our Giant Eagle goal-getter contestant here in the second period is Joe Burke, Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, and $1,100 worth of groceries on the line. And Dan Quinn is Joe Burke's goal-getter. If you'd like to get in on that contest, stop by any Giant Eagle supermarket, pick up an entry form, write down the Penguin player's name who you think will score a goal for you. If your name is chosen at the beginning of the period and that player scores, you win the groceries.
Well, the Oilers down 4-0. As we told you in the first period, though, they are an explosive hockey club. They can score a lot of goals. And we'll watch for them. They lead the National Hockey League in goal scoring. Out to center, it will be Mark Messier. They start the period on a power play. 5 seconds left on Jim Johnson's penalty. He is back on. The Oilers force it behind the Penguin net. Messier going after it now in the near corner. Mark Messier of Edmonton. Centering pass blocked by Bodger. The Oilers stop it to the blue line, but Bodger will get it back wearing that protective shield. Bodger moves into the Oilers zone, shoot it off the boards, and around it comes to the near corner. Edmonton gathers it in. And it'll be Dave Hunter. Hunter to Mark Messier. Tried to feed it behind Hillier. Couldn't do that as Dan Frawley knocked it off the boards. Frawley, by the way, got his 6th goal of the year, not his 5th. He was given a goal on Saturday night, and the Penguins lost to New Jersey. Cunninghurst shoots it as he goes into the Oilers' end. That's off the chest of Andy Moog. The Oilers control the puck. They slip it ahead to center to Glenn Anderson. Anderson trying to make a maneuver on Jim Johnson. Came into the Penguins' end. Goes to Issa Tikkanen. Tikkanen slapping it to the right wing corner. The Oilers trying to get new troops out here. Gretzky went after the puck. Now has to go for it at center ice. Drops it back to Jeff Bukaboom. He gave it away to Jim Johnson. Right wing pass to Willie Lindstrom, the former Oiler. And he'll loft it in behind the Oiler net. Andy Moog. Around right wing for Yari Curry. Penguins have done a pretty good job of shutting down the Oilers' big line so far. Tikkanen, Gretzky, and Curry. Well, they have because they haven't scored a goal. Here is a steal by Lindstrom. He shoots it over the crossbar, and the Oilers in. Shabbat digs for the puck. Shabbat going to Lindstrom. Here he's Shabbat and Lindstrom doing the checking against the Gretzky line. Finally, Edmonton gets possession. They'll go a left wing pass to Tikkanen. He's checked from behind by Lindstrom, who chased him all the way up the ice with a good back-checking effort by Willie Lindstrom. Lindstrom, one of the leaders among plus-minus on the Penguins club. Shabbat stepped into the zone, but he was held up enough by Coffey, and offside on the play on the left wing was Jim Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson coming up on the play to try to see if he couldn't get something offensive going. John Shabbat, as usual, slowing the play a little bit as he came to the blue line, and Johnson was ahead of the play going in on the left side. You talk about Willie Lindstrom. Here's a guy who played for a couple of seasons in Edmonton, a member of their Stanley Cup teams, and Wayne Gretzky and Lindstrom are really good friends. Gretzky will be visiting his home in Sweden in the offseason. And Gretzky has asked Glenn Sather to try to get Willie Lindstrom back, and they've had discussions with the Penguins wanting Lindstrom to come back to the Oilers, but the Penguins aren't giving him up.
Young with a shot right from the face-off, and they come into the Oilers zone, and it's stopped by Andy Moog, and he'll make that save.
I think the fact that Warren Young has points in a couple of games has him playing confidently again. He seems to be just going out and playing his game instead of trying to think too much out there, and that's something that he has to guard against. He's got to be playing, getting involved in the play, and he will be an effective player for the Pens. That time he took a shot that kind of fluttered in on Andy Moog, and he was able to make the save and cover up.
Canos on the left wing circle, the Oilers zone for the Penguins to handle the face-off. Craig Simpson and Warren Young out here on this line also. Canos comes up with it, goes to Young on the slot. He tries to tee it up. He can't do it. Young has to chase it down to the left wing corner. Honey puts a solid body check into him, but Simpson gathers it in. Simpson of Pittsburgh going to the slaughter. Now to Searin, his quick shot, and Moog made the left-hand save. Into the near corner, Simpson digging for it. Behind the net to Warren Young. Young back in the slot. Canos overskates, and here come the Oilers quickly back the other way. McTavish, left wing to Napier, breaks in against Searin. Searin backpedaling in and gave it to McTavish. A shot. Now the rebound is shot by Randy Craig and stopped by Pat Riggin. Lifted back into Oiler territory. Andy Moog hurries it along. 4-0. The Penguins lead here in the second period. Charlie Huddy shoots it by Mark Napier. It'll roll deep into the Penguin left wing corner. Outlet pass by Hillier to Canos. He goes rink wide looking for Mario Lemieux. Lemieux goes back into his own zone, giving the puck to Doug Bodger. And Randy Hillier, his defense partner now, banks it away in the backhand behind the Oiler net. Mitch Wilson chased in for it. He is hit on the play. Lemieux going for it behind the Oiler net. Lemieux now digs it free out of the corner. Nice play. Right point pass. A beauty to Hillier. A slap shot blocked in front as the Oilers' Craig Muni stopped the play. Back come the Oilers. Hillier knocking down one of the Oilers. It'll be a penalty against Hillier. It was Kevin McClellan who was decked on his wallet, and the Pens will draw the penalty as Hillier knocked down Kevin McClellan. Tempers heat up now as Mitch Wilson and Kevin McClellan start to get involved. 16:38 to go. They'll cool down. 4-0 Pittsburgh. Back in a moment right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
My, Wile E. Coyote's using the Donnelly directory again. It's a complete, colorful yellow pages that's better and easier to use. Oh, no. Ah, the Donnelly directory with street maps, white pages, and entertainment guides. It's a better yellow pages. Saved again. The Donnelly directory. It's the yellow pages and much, much more.
Randy Hillier off for interference at 3:22. You may remember that Randy Hillier decked Wayne Gretzky in Edmonton about a month ago. And The one guy who came back and said something to Hillier that night was Kevin McClellan. That time, Hillier dumped McClellan and center ice, and then McClellan came back over to the blue line and wanted to get into it with Mitch Wilson along the boards. By the way, we didn't get a chance to mention our goal getter in the first period. It's Jim Convalinka of Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, Jim, you didn't win the groceries because Willie Lindstrom, although he played an outstanding first period, did not score a goal.
Messier, Anderson, and Gretzky on the front line with Huddy now and Paul Coffey working the points. Face off at the Penguin right wing circle. Back of the center point, Coffey directs it over to Charlie Huddy. Into the near corner for Glenn Anderson. Challenged by Mo Mantha of the Penguins. To Erie, and he bangs it away. And it'll come all the way to the Edmonton goal area. Andy Moog will leave the puck for Charlie Huddy. And Huddy relays it to Wayne Gretzky. Why not? Gretzky's pass, though, not a good one there. He anticipated somebody being on the left wing, and he wasn't home. Penguins steer it back around the Oiler goal again. Gretzky going back. Let's see how far he carries the puck this time. I have a feeling he'll bring it up ice all the way. Gretzky going to the red line. Now he's going to dump it slowly into the Penguins in, and an offside call. So nothing's working for the Oilers. The short pass by Gretzky went to dump it in. The Oilers were offside on that pass.
That was a classic case of players begging off on Wayne Gretzky, just letting him carry the puck and then covering all the other players on the ice. Gretzky would have been the extra man in that situation, and it was then a 4-on-4 situation, and everybody just took their checks, and Gretzky didn't know where to go with it, so he had to dump it in, and it ended up being an offside play. They say one way to stop the great players, take their wingers away from them, guys like Lemieux and Gretzky, because they are such great playmakers.
Well, I wouldn't want to leave him alone.
No,
one-on-one on the goaltender all night, I can tell you that.
No, but since there are times on the ice when you can probably get away with it, and that seemed to be one of them.
Coffey now controlling the puck as the Penguins able to force it back into the Edmonton zone. They had a power play chances they haven't been able to connect on. 4-0 the Penguins lead, and they make another bad pass, and the Penguins again fire it in. It's almost too easy right now for the Penguins. A minute to go in the Hillier penalty. Gretzky trying to find the range. Left wing pass to Messier, skating quickly to the pins in. A wrist shot, a powerful one, missed the goal. Now Gretzky to the left point to Charlie Huddy. Penguins challenge him, so Huddy turns the circle. And Shabbat checked it off his stick. Kept in by Huddy, though. Near corner to Messier. Messier, center point to Coffey. It bounces off his blade. He'll have to turn it over to the left point to Huddy. Back into the near corner. Anderson going for the puck. They look for Gretzky, far corner. They get it to him. Gretzky comes out, turning to shoot it. Was blocked. Huddy turns, picks up the rebound, and shot it wide. Now Shabbat of the Penguins takes the heat out of a hot kitchen with 22 seconds to go, and the penalty to Randy Hillier. Flipped ahead to center to Messier. He starts into the Penguins in. Crunched on a check by Jim Johnson, who lost his stick. Anderson flip it around near side for Gretzky. 8 seconds to go on the penalty. Gretzky centers. Messier was pulled down by Quinn. There'll be a penalty coming up here. Dan Quinn pulled down Messier. And Quinn will go off. Messier not too happy. But the Penguins will be shorthanded again. 14:44 to go. Second period. Right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
We're MCI. We can go one-on-one with anyone in the communications business, no matter how big they are. MCI competes with a full range of data communication services for reliable transmission around the corner or around the world. Our competition is good. We have to be better. And because we compete, you win. MCI, communications for the next 100 years.
Well, Dan Quinn pulled down Mark Messier. He tripped him at 5:16, so the Oilers' power play will continue. They'll have the two-man advantage for 6 seconds. The Penguins were down to 6 seconds and killing off that penalty, and they just didn't get it done in time. Dan Quinn pulling down Messier, and so the Oilers will continue, and you got to figure that eventually they're going to get a power play goal, as much talent as they have on the ice.
The Oilers are 0 for 3. This will be their 4th power play chance. As we told you earlier, 5th in the National Hockey League on the power play at 22.8%.
Critical face-off here because of the two-man advantage.
And the Oilers win it, and they have the puck, and a shot goes right off Riggin in the net, and the Oilers score. Now they've got a two-man advantage, and they cash in. They'll get a chance to work on Quinn's penalty as well. Just 2 seconds remain on the penalty to Hillier as he comes off, and the Oilers cash in. And they trail now Pittsburgh 4-1.
You talked about the ability on the face-offs of Mark Messier. He won that face-off cleanly on John Shabbat. And the Oilers got it back to Gretzky. He moved it over to Coffey, and he slammed it into the net. to make it 4-1. But that face-off was so critical because they did have the two-man advantage, and they were going to have some players who were going to be wide open on the ice. And Riggin was beaten on the shot by Coffey. He got a piece of it, but went off him into the net. Riggin just didn't get over there in time. Coffey let it rip one time from the right point.
Messier and Gretzky on the assist. They work on the second power play. Another goal here, and they're right back in this hockey game. Messier guns his way to the Penguins end, trying to beat Billy Siren. Messier put it in front for Esa Tikkanen, and he can't shoot it. Back to the left point, Jari Kurri. Kurri steer it to the near side. Messier bumping with Siren, but it's controlled now by Esa Tikkanen. Left point to Jari Kurri of Edmonton. Back to Tikkanen. Center point, Kurri put it in front. Hit Billy Siren's stick. Now the Oilers set it up again. A shot by Coffey, and another penalty coming up here. An interference call. It may be against the Edmonton Oilers. Esa Tikkanen may pick up the penalty here. And the Penguins lead the game 4-1. We'll be back in a moment right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
We're #1, and we've earned it. We're Benson Lincoln Mercury, Pennsylvania's #1 Lincoln Mercury dealer. We sold over 4,000 cars last year and have the largest selection of Lincolns and Mercuries. We pride ourselves on our quality reputation and guaranteed service care. We've been a part of Pittsburgh for 17 years. Stop in today and see why we're #1. Benson Lincoln Mercury. We won't be satisfied till you are. Route 51 South, minutes from Century 3.
Now Bob Hall just evened things up. An interference call against Mark Messier at 5:54. And Messier's words as he came off the ice were, "I didn't touch him." Pat Riggin is the guy that he was saying he didn't touch, I believe. Riggin was down on the ice on his belly when the puck went wide of the net on the shot from the point. And then Messier was dumped and fell over top of Riggin, and he goes off for interference.
Well, that evens it up. 1:20 now in the Quinn penalty. They'll be at equal strength, 4 aside. Simpson back into the Oilers end. His shot hit the stick of Connors and went wide. And the Penguins flip it into the right wing corner. Simpson now holding the stick of one of the Oilers. After the puck around the net, Simpson's there. It's backhander, and it's stopped there by Andy Moog, who got the right leg on the shot by Craig Simpson. Centered out. But Gretzky back to get the puck in his own end. Gretzky looking for room. He'll try and beat Connors. Swings away from him. Gretzky on the move now. The motor's going. Gretzky to the Penguin line. Drop pass right side. He tried to get it to Kurri, and that's checked aside. But the Oilers keep it in. Kevin Lowe. Backdoor pass intended for Gretzky. Stolen by Jim Johnson. And the Penguins will be guilty of icing here as it's turned up the ice. Going back to take possession will be Craig Muni. And we've got an icing call. The Capitals now lead Detroit 3-0 on a Mike Ridley goal. That is in the first period still. So the Capitals on a hot streak.
Gretzky obviously trying to get his team going with that end-to-end rush. He decided in his own end that he was going to go coast to coast with that one. And he really had the wheels going back in his own zone as he wound up and just took it up ice. Made a beautiful pass, but it just was knocked away at the last second by Jim Johnson.
13:22 left in the second period. The Penguins with 4 first-period goals by John Shabbat, Craig Simpson, Warren Young, and Dan Frawley. Lead the Oilers 4-1. They have connected on a 2-man advantage here in the second period. McTavish and Napier up front for the Oilers with Coffey and Randy Gregg back. The Penguins have John Shabbat along with Dave Hannon in a situation here. And Siren from the faceoff worked it up to center circle. The Oilers steal. Gregg can't get to the pass, and it's back into the Penguins end. Billy Siren to John Shabbat. Shabbat slowing the play. Dish it off now to Siren. Rink-wide pass over to John Shabbat. Penguins have slowed the tempo down here in this second period. I don't know if that's good or bad as far as the Pens are concerned. Hannon to the left wing side. Bodger races in. He'll put some hustle into it. Shoot it on the bad angle. The save made. Shabbat trying to tee it up. Can't do it. Here come the Oilers. McTavish now working with Napier. Joining the play back is Gregg. And it goes the right side. On the ice comes Quinn. The Penguins have a power play on right now. They can counterattack here, but Bodger's pass to the center ice area. Lemieux went after it, and Coffey just beat him to it. It's going to be called, I think, a 2-line pass against the Penguins. Lemieux came off the bench and touched the puck across 2 lines. He got there to touch the puck first, but the 2-line pass. 31 seconds to go on the Messier penalty. Or is that going to be the call? Maybe it jumped up off of the boards into the penalty box area. That must have been what it did. The puck.
It's possible that they don't know what it was, and they're going to drop the puck right in the center ice dot. The only time they do that is when a goal is scored the start of a period or if the linesman or referee make a mistake. And apparently that's what they're going to do, Mike. It looks like they're going to drop it right in that center dot. So I don't think they know what the call was.
Quinn, Lemieux, and Warren Young up front. With Doug Bodger and Mo Mantha as point men, the penalty killers for the Oilers, Craig McTavish and Mark Napier. And the Penguins controlling the puck. Jim Johnson to Mo Mantha. Drill it into the Oilers zone. It goes around the net. Moog will leave it behind the goal. It goes to Lemieux. Far corner now. Quinn, the left point pass to Jim Johnson. Over to Lemieux. Mario wheel and deal to Young. Young to Quinn. Quinn's been red hot of late for the Penguins. Wheel and deal with that puck. Look at him move with the disc. Now trying to slant it over, and the pass was broken up. Mantha can't get to it to the right point to hold it in. And the Penguins down to just 4 seconds to go. Here the Oilers with a steal. Napier pulled down by Jim Johnson. There'll be a penalty. Jimmy, I think, thought that a 2-on-1 would develop. The Oilers shoot it wide of the net. They pull their goaltender, and the Penguins get possession. Jim Johnson, I think, feeling a 2-on-1 going back the other way, elected to pull down Napier, and the penalty goes against Pittsburgh. 4-1 Pens on the Penguins Hockey Network.
There's something special cooking at Eden Park. Always has been.
Jim Johnson in the penalty box for hooking, and in fairness to him, Mo Mantha took the puck at center ice and he circled back and carried it about 3 extra strides, and by the time he decided to move it to Johnson, Napier was right on him. Jimmy misplayed the puck, and Napier was going to bounce up ice with that puck and maybe a 2-on-1, and Johnson got the stick up around him, hooked him, pulled him down at 8 minutes, and the Oilers go to work on the power play again.
They've scored their only goal on a power play, a 2-man advantage for a brief amount of time, but they made it work, winning a face-off and cashing in. John Chabot now, along with Bob Erie, to begin the penalty killing for the Penguins. Buffalo has tied the Rangers at 1 on a Mike Foligno goal, and Quebec now has taken the lead 2-1 in their game against Minnesota on the U.S. Air scoreboard. Penguins control this face-off, work it deep into the Oilers zone. Paul Coffey back with Yari Curry to work the points. Coffey comes up, avoids a check by Bob Erie. And a right-wing pass for Messier. He dances with the puck coming to the Penguin line. Danced one too many times, though. And the Penguins steal. And they clear. Coffey going back to take possession again for the Oilers. Relay the puck to Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky sneaking to center circle. Throw it into the Penguins' end. It's around Riggin. He'll bang it around to the near side. Coming up the near boards, Hillier trying to move it out for the Penguins. Double team. He runs into one of the Oilers, knocked away, and the Penguins do clear. Back to center, Quinn. He's going to go after, so is Moog, and Moog comes out and races with the glove and comes up with the puck. He drops that puck now. Leave it on the near side. Andy Moog came racing out. He made the right move there.
A whistle might have been on the order there because Moog did hang on to it a long time.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if referee Bob Hall knew where the puck was. Moog was so quick at picking it up with a glove. Around to the near corner, Pittsburgh zone. The Oilers trying to make a play, but Cunningworth is in there. Can he move it out? Can't. Curry left point. Into the near corner for Gretzky. 50 seconds to go. On the penalty, Curry with it. Slided down the boards to Glenn Anderson of Edmonton. He's trying to get in. Cunningworth checks him, fit it in front. It hit Messier's stick and went wide. Coffey gathers it in. They go to Gretzky. Let it go for Messier. Messier trying to go back to Gretzky. Stolen by Billy Sirin. And he'll roll the puck on edge all the way to the Oilers' end.
Good defensive play by Sirin, getting that shaft of the stick down to intercept the pass, then get the puck and clear it up ice.
Coffey, a bad pass, goes deep in behind the Penguin net. An icing call coming up against the Oilers. Coffey's pass from behind the red line. Well, the Oilers trying to take advantage of the Penguin mistakes here on penalties on the second period. Dan Quinn getting a chance for the Penguins moments ago against Andy Moog. Really didn't get a chance. He was going for the puck, and then Andy Moog came up with it, coming 50 feet away from the net to club the puck.
No, a goaltender's job is not just to stop the puck. Your head has to be in the game at all times, and Andy Moog anticipated really well. He knew Quinn was going to have a break. He gambled, and he came flying out of his goal cage to scoop up the puck. A little easier for him, too, because the puck was rolling. He had a good look at it. If that puck had been sliding flat, it would have been much more difficult to scoop up. But it rolled right into his glove, and he just picked it up and hung on to it for a long time. The whistle was never blown, and he was able to move it to one of his teammates.
Well, the icing call, very important to the Pens, keeps the Oilers bottled up in their own end right now. If they can win the face-off, they should be able to kill the penalty here. Shabbat against McTavish, and it comes free to Doug Bodger. Bodger shooter right to the net. Stopped by Moog. Huddy hesitates for a moment, does flip it up to center. Kruzalniski of Edmonton to McTavish. Right wing pass to Mark Napier. 10 seconds to go in the penalty. The Oilers trying to keep it in. They can. It's poked back into the corner, and it's an offside play against Edmonton. Oilers doing a good job of getting the puck out of their own end when they've had the opportunity to do so. Rarely have they not had much authority on the clearing passes.
Craig McTavish played well against the Penguins last year. And he had 4 points against them last season. And this year he has not been as effective against Pittsburgh. He has 3 points in 3 games, but they're all assists. But last year he scored some big goals against Pittsburgh.
Outside of the Penguin blue line, and the Penguins come up with possession. John Shabbat will leave it for Randy Hillier. And the Penguins do kill it. On the ice comes Jim Johnson. It'll be a big moment in this hockey game. Remember that. 4-1, the Penguins lead. And the Oilers back on the move. Kevin McClellan hit by Craig Simpson as they collide. The puck worked back into the Penguin net area. Hillier slide a pass behind Bodger. Has to go over to the boards and take it. And he'll put it right back into the Oilers into the rink. Edmonton trying to get it going. Randy Gregg. Right wing to McClellan. Snap it to the Penguin zone in the left wing corner. McTavish working hard for the Oilers. Overskates the play. Craig Simpson guns right back for the Penguins with Condos and Young. Simpson going down the right side. Comes in a drop pass to Warren Young. Young trying to get around Randy Gregg. Feed it in behind the net. Simpson digging for the Penguins against Charlie Huddy. Now it squirts free. Comes right side Bantha. Unable to get there as Napier controls for the Oilers. Right wing pass to McClellan. McClellan wristing one. And Riggin had gone down that play. It changed speeds on him coming to the net. It went wide, however. Simpson back in his own end. A penalty coming up. It'll be against the Oilers as the Penguins come back. Edmonton will get a penalty here. Warren Young. Throw it to the right wing side of the Edmonton end. Penguins pull their goaltender. Mantha centers for Young. It's Tooney's shot, and it's stopped by Andy Moog on a good save. Boy, Moog read that well. And he stops Warren Young. 8:44 to go, second period. Pittsburgh 4, Edmonton 1, here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Long John's has shrimp lovers talking Cajun.
Ooh-wee! This Cajun shrimp tastes like home.
Adler, you're from Milwaukee.
The tangy taste reminds me when I was living in the Delta.
Only Delta you lived in was a fraternity house.
Tender shrimps, all spicy and crunchy, don't you know?
Cut the Cajun, Adler.
Okay. It's okay by me if it's okay by you.
Long John Silver.
New Cajun shrimp at a great price.
Kevin McClellan got a little carried away doing that corner work that he's become famous for, roughing the call at 11:16. Penguins on the power play. Jimmy Johnson, McClellan in the corner, and McClellan getting the shaft of the stick into Johnson. Just getting a little bit carried away, and he really didn't cross-check him, but he almost did.
Warren Young with an opportunity, but Andy Moog made the stop. Minnesota Quebec tied at 2. Penguins lead 4-1 here. The second period on a power play again. Mo Mantha turn it over to the near boards of the Oilers into Dan Quinn. Now near side to Randy Cunneyworth. Back to the right point to Mantha. Left point pass to Bodger. Penguins moving the puck well. Lemieux gets to the Mantha center point. He's there. He doesn't shoot it. Goes now to Cunneyworth, but he fanned on the shot as he tried to fire from the right wing circle. Cunneyworth after it. Digs it free. Gretzky killing the penalty now. Right side to Mantha. Remember, Gretzky's out here. Quinn put it in front, but Messier steals. Lead it ahead. Gretzky's after it, but Riggins going to beat him to it as it comes into the Penguins' end. Gretzky almost able to steal that curling pass by Riggin. Now the lead pass for Lemieux. Goes off his stick into the Oilers' net area. Lemieux checking Kevin Lowe. Took it away. Centers, but broken up neatly by the Oilers. Searing at the right point. Can he hold it in? He can't. Messier storming back. Hate to keep repeating myself, but the Oilers do lead the league in shorthanded goals, and they can score at any time. Lowe to Messier. Messier sets up shop. He'll go to Kevin Lowe. Right side, they give it to Gretzky. Look out. Gretzky going to fire, and Riggin reaches with a glove and makes the stop. Gretzky can give you all kinds of maneuvers, and that was a shot ticketed for the upper far corner. Now back in the right wing corner of the Penguins in. Remember, the Penguins are the team with the power play. Cunneyworth up with 42 seconds to go. Cunneyworth 1-on-3 going to the Oilers in. Got it through traffic to the net, but not much on it. The Oilers will be able to pick it up easily. Gretzky is still out here for the Oilers with Hunter. They'll crisscross. Giving the puck to Gretzky is Hunter. Gretzky, look out. He's got a man open. A shot by Coffey went right over the head of goaltender Andy Moog and up into the crowd. Well, the Penguins gave the Oilers, Gretzky and Coffey, too much room there. And it is. You're in a situation where even though you're on a power play, you're almost playing like you're equal strength, or you're shorthanded with the power and the personnel the Oilers have.
Held between the second and third periods.
And anytime 99 Gretzky touches the puck, you've just got to beware at all times because he can just leave you standing and embarrass you at times.
Paul Coffey has missed 20 games with a back injury. He scored 48 goals last year, and he can shoot the biscuit. And don't you think Wayne Gretzky can't shoot it either. He cranked one from the left circle, out to the left of Regan, that is, and Regan got his right glove hand up there and made the save on him.
21 to go on the penalty to Kevin McClellan. Penguins have scored one power play goal, that by Warren Young. And Randy Gregg breaks up the play at the Oiler blue line. Mantha going to Young. He'll slip it deep into the Oilers' end. 4-1 the Penguins lead, 6:48 to go, and Simpson falls down on the ice in the Oilers' zone. Back come the Oilers. The penalty has expired now. McClellan is on. Edmonton on the move to the Penguins' end. McTavish hog-tying one of the Penguins. It's Mantha. Puck free in the corner, though. Connors is pushed to the boards by Kevin McClellan. And Mantha takes a solid check against the wood as he is belted. And the Penguins work it back to center. It's Connors on the move. Simpson, not offside, they say, but losing the puck is Connors. Coffey left wing to Randy Gregg. Gregg moves up to the Penguin line. He'll just flip it in. It goes to the right wing corner. Stu Kulak going into the Penguin zone. McTavish, too. It's played back. The Oilers trying to come up with it. Kevin Lowe stops it to the blue line, but he lost possession to Chris Connors. He's going to shoot it long right to the Oiler net, and the Penguins go to a line change. Edmonton trying to take advantage of it. They come back quickly. They knock it through into the Penguin zone. Regan gives it to Doug Bodger. No time to waste at all. Boy, you got to do that puck in a hurry with this Oiler team. Penguins did just that, and they come rambling back on the counterattack. Bob Erie off wing right side. Oiler zone. Drop pass to Lindstrom, and he hit the post on the far side. Nice play there. Willie Lindstrom, as Big Ben struck one. The Penguins couldn't score.
Well, the Penguins are on top of their game tonight, and Willie Lindstrom just flying out here tonight against his old teammates.
Kevin Lowe, right wing pass. Raimo Suominen going after the puck for the Oilers. This line has been out for a rare shift or two in the game, and they've been burned for 2 goals in the game already. That coming in the first period. Now along the near side. Suominen belted by Randy Hillier of the Penguins in Penguin ice. Kevin Lowe knocks down Willie Lindstrom. Play continues in the Penguins' end. Shabbat banks it off the board. I get a feeling right now in this game the Oilers are starting to take control of this game. The last couple of minutes. Let's see if that keeps up. But the Oilers are starting to come on at the moment. Bob Erie of the Pens. He'll come to center. He's decked, and there'll be a penalty, and that'll negate any momentum you have right there. Mike Kruszelnicki just decked Bob Erie, and we'll get a penalty against Edmonton, and the momentum will go back to the Pens. I think 4-1 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Well, the Oilers have a lot of great offensive players, and Stu Kulak is not one of them. He is out there for his defense and his checking, and he just got carried away and cross-checked Bob Erie across the back. And Kulak goes off. The Penguins on a power play, and it'll be Albert Anselmino of New Eagle, Pennsylvania, going for $100 on the Stroh's power play. A minute ago, Willie Lindstrom coming down the right wing on the off wing, and he ripped one off the far post.
4-1 the Penguins lead the Oilers here in the second period. 4:51 to go, and Dan Quinn leads a rush back for the Pens. Right wing pass, nobody home at all. For the most part, the Oilers have been the dominant team on the power plays the Penguins have had. Anderson to the Penguins end, trying to get through traffic. Got it to the net. Regan blocked him. Here's Messier, though. He centers, comes back at him. And the Oilers can't get to it. See what I'm talking about? Edmonton is controlling the play against the Penguins while they're shorthanded. Boy, that's frustrating for a coach, too, trying to coach a power play and watching it being pressured time and time again while they've got a man advantage. Billy Siren tries to come up. He'll go to center ice now. Lofted around the boards, behind the net. Andy Moog will stop it. Randy Gregg losing the puck to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux, a little short pass to Warren Young. Young looking for somewhere to go with it. He goes behind the net. Young around to the near corner. It's knocked aside. Play to the right point, though. Siren keeps it in. Billy Siren snapping around the net, but Charlie Huddy is there. and he'll bounce it away. And the Oilers' penalty killing is 14th in the National Hockey League. Is that right? Yeah, 14th. But they've been tough against the Pens. Here's Simpson now trying to cruise back in. 40 seconds to go. He goes to the Oilers zone, makes a move, goes behind the net. Trying to put it out in front. He can't do that. Falls down off his skates again, and the Oilers gather possession. Craig McTavish winded up ahead to center to Kevin Lowe. Lowe trying to beat Bodger, and there's the Penguins, an example again of the Penguins having to play defense while they're on a power play. Bodger and Mantha back making defensive moves instead of offensive ones. Right wing pass, and around Bodger goes Hunter. Into the Penguins in a backhand shot. Missed the goal. Now the puck gathered in again by Bodger. Swing a pass out to center. This is just like he would be at equal strength. Down the right wing, Shabbat. Shabbat comes on the power play with 4 seconds to go. Time running out. Cunnyworth in the near corner of the Oilers zone. Leave it for John Shabbat. He has room. Now challenged by Kevin Lowe. On the ice comes Kulak. Lowe watching the play is Shabbat. Well, blasted wide. Picked up by Bodger. He puts it back on the net. That's not by Moe. Mantha back near corner. To Connells. A short little pass intended for Cunnyworth. Went by his stick. Kulak trying to clear, and he can't do it. He'll get it back and skate it right by Bodger, who's trapped up ice. Now Kulak's around a second man, Lindstrom. Kulak to the Penguin zone. But the Penguins catch him from behind. Kulak, leave it on the near boards, but Lindstrom able to pick it off for the Penguins and wind it back to center. The Oilers trail Pittsburgh 4-1. The only goal in the second period. Here's Gretzky trying to cut to the net. The pass off his stick. He'll get it, bounce it back in front. Penguins break up that play. Mantha's lead pass intended for Bob Erie. He had it momentarily, but Bukaboom now takes it for the Oilers. Big, tall defenseman. Goes rink wide to the Penguin line. Lindstrom was hit with a stick by Esa Tikkanen as they check one another. Penguins deal it back to the Oilers zone, and Paul Coffey. Right side to Bukaboom. Now up to Tikkanen. Nice little short pass. Curry cuts into the Penguins in. Circles. Looks for a man open. He still holds the puck. Yari Curry. Center point. Here's Coffey. Look out. His shot. And he missed the net. Now Gretzky in the rebound. Shoots it. The save is made by Pat Regan. Boy, the Oilers got that shot on. Now a whistle and a penalty coming up here. We might get coincidental minors in this situation. Bukaboom comes in and hammers Hillier with a shot on the head. And here we go. Jeff Bukaboom and Randy Hillier are going to go. Bukaboom came right after Hillier and now knocks him down. Well, Bukaboom taking exception to Randy Hillier, and the big 6'4" or 6'5" defenseman. We'll check his size. He's a big boy.
6'4", 210.
Yeah, he's big. 4-1 Pittsburgh. Penalties coming up here with 1:39 to go in the period on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Let me show you how I do it. Buying a car or truck from Calusi is like getting the game-winning goal because we are the world's oldest Chevrolet dealer with the best sales and service departments anywhere.
Look, Mario, I have a Blazer just like you do.
Come on, let's take a ride in the real thing.
Wow.
Remember, you can always count on a friend of Calusi Chevrolet just off I-79 at the Pittsburgh exit.
Now, Randy Hillier of the Penguins and Jeff Bukaboom of the Oilers will pick penalties up. Penguins lead the Oilers 4-1 as we await the announcement on the penalties. It's tough to tell. I think that Tikkanen and Hillier were involved in front. I'm not sure whether both of them are going to get penalties. Riggin came over to say something to Esa Tikkanen, who was hanging around that net. Hillier in, and then Bukaboom came in and really crushed him with an elbow up around the ear. See coming in, bang. Not the elbow, the glove, right up into him. And then they elected to go to it. Bukaboom was looking to have a little spat with Randy Hillier.
Hillier ducking those shots as well as he could. I think that's the super slow-mo we're looking at right there, Mike. It looked pretty good. You could see what was happening there pretty well. Randy Hillier was peeking over underneath those eyebrows, looking for that right hand coming at him, was able to get out of the way of it. Right before that, Wayne Gretzky had a chance out in the circle to the left of Pat Regan, and he shot it, and I think he hit Regan with it more than anything. Regan made the save on him, but it was a good break for the Penguins because I don't think Regan ever really saw that shot coming. It hit off his right pad. Tikkanen's going to get a penalty here. And no Penguins will be sent off. So the Penguins will be back on the power play.
Hillier's gone to the locker room already, and so is Bukaboom. They've gone. My guess is they're going to get 5-minute majors for fighting, and the interference call is going to be a minor penalty against Esa Tikkanen. That's my guess. Let's see if that happens here. I believe the original call was interference against Tikkanen. Let's see.
Number 10, Esa Tikkanen, 2 minutes for roughing. Number 6, Jeff Bukaboom, 2 minutes for instigating, 5 minutes for fighting. Pittsburgh penalties. Number 23, Randy Hilliard, 2 minutes for roughing, 5 minutes for fighting.
All right, here's how it works out. Hilliard of the Pens, 2 minutes for roughing and 5-minute major for fighting. Bukaboom, the instigator in the fight, gets 2 minutes and a 5-minute major. And Tikkanen, the leftover of the whole crew, gets the minor penalty for roughing originally with Randy Hilliard. So it gives the Penguins a power play.
And I'll tell you what, like you said before, is that an advantage? I don't know. The way the Oilers have been playing on the penalty killing unit. I think the reason why they're so successful, Mike, is that they are such great skilled players, and once they get the puck, instead of just dumping it up ice like a lot of teams do, they try to control it. They play great possession hockey, and they know how to pass. They know where everybody is, and they can make those crisp passes. So they consider having the puck being on offense, regardless of whether they're down a man or not. And they just take off at that point and start making offensive plays. Other teams will get the puck and just shoot it up ice.
Well, you have strong teams, and the ones that have won over the years have those strong penalty killing units that score shorthanded goals. Just thinking back to the Islanders, and they would carry the play to you. They would put Trottier and Bossy out there. Also thinking this club, Philadelphia, put some of their big guns out there to kill penalties.
Fred Shiro used to put Rick McLeish on the ice.
Well, I'm wondering, too, if not along the way, somewhere, somehow, Mario Lemieux might not end up killing some penalties for the Penguins. He rarely has done that in his career in the 3 years. Tonight would not be the night, obviously, with him coming back from the bronchitis situation. Did Paul Coffey go off? No, they asked for something from the locker room, the Oilers locker room. So there's a delay here.
Speaking of Paul,
I'll tell you what they did. They sent Tikkanen off. They sent him to the locker room. They got to go get him. That's what happened. They got to go get Esa Tikkanen. They sent him to the locker room, and they got to get him back to sit in the box because of the Penguins score. He can come back on and play.
Well, let's hope he keeps his uniform on when he goes off the ice at the end of a period. Some guys don't. Gary Smith, old goaltender, used to take all his equipment off, take a shower, and put it back on again. And he wore 10 pairs of socks. Everybody has their little habits. Tikkanen apparently stays clothed during the intermission. Craig Simpson made a rush a little earlier around a couple of players. Took it in deep. He had Chris Kontos in front, but he never really got him the puck. He tried to cut in all by himself and try to swing in and jam the puck in on Andy Moga. Just couldn't do it.
Tikkanen back in the box. The Oilers are shorthanded here. Final minute 39 of the period. The Penguins with the puck, and Bodger will get up in the left wing corner. Moog took a whack at it, got it over the far side. Simpson lays it in behind the goal. The limited ice time Lemieux is having, knocked aside though, and here's Hunter after it. Bodger has to hurry. There's no time to waste here. Boy, if that puck comes free, you better get back, and you better be willing to hustle for that puck because the Oilers are coming at you. And they've got Hunter and McTavish out here, not two great goal scorers. Talking against what we've been talking about, but they'll probably have Messier and some other people on before long. 1:04 to go. In the period, Penguins on a power play. They'll have it the rest of the way. They work it deep into the Oilers' right wing corner. Out of the corner comes Quinn. Quinn, right point to Mantha. Goes quickly left side to Bodger. Bodger now to Simpson. Around the net. Simpson trying to get around Randy Gregg, and he knocked it away. Warren Young picks up the mail. Young of the Penguins looking for somewhere to go with it. To Bodger. Right side to Mantha. Mantha feed it in front. Simpson tried to deflect it. It hit Moog's stick. The Oilers battling for possession with 35 to go. Young with that size gets in. Left to free Quinn. Two Oilers behind the net. Quinn across to Bodger. He's there. A shot, and it's off the arm of goaltender Andy Moog and up into the seats. The Oilers had two men behind the net. They were out of position, and Bodger wristing that one right off Moog.
Warren Young has made so many nice plays here tonight. He made a beautiful little drop pass to Dan Quinn to help him out there, and then he got dumped to the ice. Warren Young playing one of the strongest games of the year for him.
29 seconds left here in the second period. And the Penguins leading Edmonton 4-1. The only goal in the period by Paul Coffey, and his 12th of the year at 5:20. And Moog making a nice stop off the shoulder. Face-off will be to the right of Andy Moog. And the Pens now, if they can win the face-off here, we'll try to keep something going. Lemieux gets the call here. With Cunnyworth and Kontos, the Pens do win the draw. Searin right side to Mantha. Mantha trying to push it to the net, blocked by Gretzky. Gretzky coming back. Look out, here's a three-man rush for the Oilers, but Mantha just poked it off Gretzky's stick, and now Gretzky shoots it up into Pittsburgh territory. Lemieux lost the edge on the skate, went down at center. And the whistle sounds. We've got an offside play here, apparently, against the Oilers. With 11 seconds to go in the period. Talked about Paul Coffey and his score in the second period. Last year, he had 48 goals, 138 points. Won the Norris Trophy as the best defenseman in the league. This back injury has hampered him. All season long. Messier against Contos. Contos, since arriving on the scene for the Penguins, has picked up 5 goals in the 14 games. Oilers win the face-off. They should be able to get out of the period now without having one scored against them. Down to 5. Bodger returning. He'll take the puck, and he'll just hold it right there. As the horn sounds, ending period number 2, the only goal by the Oilers. And at the end of 40 minutes of hockey, the Penguins 4, the Oilers 1, right here in the Penguins Hockey Network.
Fire brewing. It's more than a way to make Stroh's and Stroh Light. It's a family tradition, passed down from one generation to another for over 200 years. It's what guarantees that smooth, consistent taste for generations to come.
A good time's better with a good time beer. And Stroh's is spoken here. Stroh's is spoken here.
Great breakfast deal at McDonald's.
McDonald's, what is it?
Places the Golden Arches. Ronald, all that?
No, what's the deal?
Breakfast sandwich deal. Costs under $1 to take breakfast by the hand.
Which one?
Oh, either one, right, left.
Which breakfast sandwich?
The 3 biscuit sandwiches. Sausage, sausage with egg, bacon, egg, and cheese, plus egg McMuffin and sausage McMuffin with egg.
Oh, can't miss that.
5 breakfast sandwiches, each under $1.
Ah, taking breakfast by the hand, eh?
What's that?
The thing at the end of your arm.
When you come to Meineke Discount Mufflers, you don't have to worry about the price.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler. I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
At Meineke, you won't pay a lot. We'll install the Everlast muffler you need in 30 minutes in most cases at a price you won't worry about from $18.93 installed.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
You're not going to pay a lot at Meineke.
The amazing Isuzu Trooper 2. Its 4-wheel drive can take you anywhere. In fact, I drove it up here myself. It has more seats than the Astrodome, plus enough cargo space to carry Texas. And Isuzu will accept marbles and seashells as payment, but they're selling fast, so you have to come in 5 minutes. You have my word on it.
Right now, your local Isuzu dealer is offering great deals on 2- and 4-door Trooper 2s.
Well, the Penguins right now leading the Oilers 4-1. The only goal in the second period by Paul Coffey, his 12th of the year at 5:20 of the period. Mark Messier and Wayne Gretzky assisting. The Penguins outshot Edmonton in the second period, 7-6 in the 2-period totals. The Penguins with 17 and the Edmonton Oilers with 15 shots on goal. The Penguins' next game, of course, will be on Thursday against the New York Islanders as the Penguins go back in action in the Patrick Division. All right, Paul Steigerwald is standing by with his special guest, Bob Erie and the fans, and let's join them right now.
Thank you very much, Mike. We have Bob Erie here, and Bob, well, I guess penalty killing is something that really started to pick up against the Rangers the other night. You killed 9 Ranger power plays, and it's picked up where it left off tonight. You're one of the leaders out there. The Oilers did get 1 goal, but that was on a 5-on-3 situation.
Well, what we're trying to do out there, we're just trying to force their defensemen. Whenever they get the puck, especially in our end, we'll rush them early, maybe get a quick bump on them so they'll keep their head up for the rest of the game. And I think it worked very effectively against the Rangers the other night, getting bumps on Gressler and Huber, guys that have big shots on the points. And if we can do that against Coffey, we can neutralize their power play somewhat.
Penalty killing, we were discussing it on the air with the Oilers being shorthanded. They sometimes seem like they're on a power play because of the way they play shorthanded. It seems like the Penguins maybe have changed a little bit. Maybe you guys have decided to become a little bit more aggressive, and that seems to be making a difference.
I think there's so much talent in this league. Anytime you let talented players handle the puck, if you don't force them at all, they're going to make plays. It's a 5-on-4 situation. You got to work that 5-man's unit. You're a specialty team, and you're out there to do a good job. And few games we had trouble killing off. A few teams we seem to have trouble with, and other teams we seem to pick it up with. I think maybe we've got something going now. I'd like to keep it going. You know, you have to have 4 men working, and it seems that everybody's doing the job.
Bob, the Penguins got that first goal tonight. Your line came out. Willie Lindstrom made a beautiful play to set up John Chabot. He made a good shot. Talk about the importance of that first goal, particularly the way things have been going at home.
You know, we've had a tough time at home. Just seem to get behind the 8-ball most of the games, and then the fans kind of get on you a bit, which is, you know, they have to. I mean, they're trying to pick you up, they're trying to get you going, whatever. But tonight, you know, we got the first few goals. The fans got behind us in a positive note. It just picks all the guys up so much. It's just fantastic. And the first goal is one thing, but you got to come back to shift after that first goal. And we had a couple other lines, Danny Quinn's line, and you know, all the lines are doing such a good job. You know, I can't just mention a few guys, but everybody's pulling together so far.
The wheels are going tonight, aren't they?
The wheels are going. If you don't have the adrenaline and the adrenaline going to beat Edmonton and to try to earn a playoff spot, then you're never going to have it going, and that's what we've got going tonight.
Bob, what do you do in the third period? The Penguins really have not been in a position, not only against Edmonton, but against a lot of teams where they've had commanding leads in hockey games, and there's a certain way you got to play it, and against this team, I would think you'd want to keep the pressure on them.
Somewhat you have to. I think we'll forecheck with 1 man and we'll pick up the wingers. I mean, we don't have to score any goals. They have to score 3 to win or 4 to win. So we won't try to, we'll force the play hard with 1 man. If we get the chance, we'll go. But if not, we'll lay back, pick up the wingers, and hopefully they won't score 4 goals.
Bobby, I want to ask you one more thing, and that is about yourself, because you're a guy who kind of paid your dues a little bit, and here you are, and you're playing about as well as anybody could expect the #1 pick to play.
You know, Paul, I came in here and I was supposed to turn the franchise around. It was tough, and you know, it was a lot of pressure on everybody in the whole team, and it didn't work out, and I don't think I was ready. I went down there, worked hard under Gene Abriaco down in Baltimore, and just worked on all aspects of my game, and now I'm up here in a defensive role, and I couldn't be happier, and I just want to make the playoffs so badly, as do 19, 20 other guys in this team, so that's what we're heading for.
Okay, Bob, good luck, and go get him in the third period.
Very much.
Bob Airy, not Bob Berry. He's the coach. That's Bob Airy. Drop the B has been our guest. And we'll return to the Civic Arena in just a moment here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Excuse me.
Sorry, looks just like mine.
Well, here's my Cougar XR7.
Great cars, aren't they?
I love mine. Don't tell me. Your Cougar?
I always wanted one. Peppy, aren't they?
Sure, V8 engine.
Yeah, of course.
And I love the way it handles.
Yeah, love it.
Well, nice talking to you.
Excuse me? Oh, sorry. Great car. Gotta get one.
New Mercury Cougar, only at your Lincoln Mercury Mercour dealer.
Gotta get one.
For a man.
I've never met anybody who wanted to win as badly as I did.
For a woman.
I think it'd be a big mistake to let Coach Stamko give him a chance.
For a father.
I know everything there is to know about the greatest game ever invented.
For a son.
I love you, Dad.
For a team.
Let's win this, and for all the small schools who never had a chance to get here.
Hoosiers. They needed a second chance to finish first. Rated PG.
Starts Friday at a theater near you. Check newspaper.
Z-Bart asks, can your new car dealer pass the truth and rust test?
Do you have genuine Z-Bart rust protection?
Sure, it's Z-Bart. It's just like... It's Howard. Z-Bart uses 2 gallons of sealant. Do you? 2. 1.
Does your warranty cover the whole car like Z-Bart?
The whole...
If your dealer doesn't have Z-Bart rust protection, say...
I'll take it to Z-Bart.
Go Z-Bart, the car improvement specialist.
Save $100 on the Z-Bart Gold Shield Protection Package now.
Through the cold of winter, the Lennox Pulse Gas Furnace sends gentle heartbeats of quiet, even warmth throughout your home. With the Lennox Pulse, you know you have the best. No other furnace heats like it.
For your next heating and air conditioning system, call Best Heating and Air Conditioning. Over 50 years of service and installations for homes, offices, stores, and factories. For quality and custom design, look for the best.
Make sure you catch all the exciting NHL action of the Penguins this Thursday at 8 p.m. when the Penguins travel to the Nassau County Coliseum in Long Island to take on Patrick Division rival, the New York Islanders. The Penguins right now in the thick of the playoff battle, so don't miss any of the action as the Pens take on the Islanders on our Penguin Television Network. And Michael Keaton returns to Pittsburgh for the Shop and Save Penguins Celebrity Classic Saturday, February 28th. And here at the arena, players like Michael J. Fox, Richard Dean Anderson will team up with Keaton, former hockey greats such as Stan Mikita and Dennis Hall, in a game benefiting the Parental Stress Center, sponsored in part by Mac 24-Hour Banking and the Hyatt. It'll begin at 5 p.m. before the regularly scheduled Penguin game against the Hawks at 7:30. Tickets to that night's Penguins game serve as admission to the celebrity game, and a celebrity party at the Hyatt Chatham Center begins following the games. Tickets for the game and the party are available at all choice seat outlets. Out of town, the Rangers now trailing Buffalo 2-1 in the second period. The Capitals lead Detroit 6-0 in the second. Minnesota and Quebec tied at 2 in period number 2. And St. Louis is scoreless against the Islanders in the first period of play at St. Louis. That brings you up to date on the U.S. Air scoreboard and what we have to the moment. Penguins are leading the Edmonton Oilers here, trying to salvage something of the season series by the score of 4-1. The goal scorers for the Pens, John Shabbat, Craig Simpson, Warren Young, and Dan Frawley. And for the Edmonton Oilers, their lone score was by Paul Coffey. Penguins out shooting Edmonton 17-15. Back in a moment here at the Civic Arena, right here in the Penguins Hockey Network.
The loan committee will see you now.
Small business expansion equity countermands unfavorable risk exposure.
Fiscally negating capital accessibility.
Equibank is here to help small business stay in business. We've got the money to loan you, and we'll always be here when you need us. At Equibank, small business gets a lot of bank, not a lot of banker babble.
Entrepreneurial microcosm. Are transactionally
Self-terminating.
Equibank, the straight talk bank.
Let's say that on Monday, fresh produce is delivered to these two stores, but one store is much busier, so they sell their produce faster. They get more fresh produce delivered Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, while the other store is still selling Mondays. The store on the left is Giant Eagle, and since so many people have switched to Giant Eagle, our produce is just as fresh Friday as it is Monday. The other store's produce? Well, it was fresh on Monday. The new Giant Eagle.
KDKA reports serious blizzard conditions this morning.
Piece of cake.
KDKA's John Cigna is learning why Pittsburgh depends on the KDKA Storm Center.
I don't believe this.
Along with road and traffic conditions, KDKA Radio has the latest school and business closings.
Rescue dog closed for business today.
You too? I don't believe this.
And KDKA's weather radar updates.
And there's even a chance of lightning, believe it or not.
Yeah?
The KDKA Storm Center. Believe it.
Coming up, John Cigna and the K-Team.
Just for the light of it,
the smooth taste of it.
Giant Coke, just for the just for the taste of it. From Coca-Cola, Giant Coke.
10 seconds back. Paul, you want to be dead today?
Well, breathtaking pageantry and elegant ice skating excitement are coming your way in the all-new Ice Capades next Tuesday, March 3rd through the 8th at the Civic Arena. Featured in the show will be Olympic silver medalist Kitty and Peter Carruthers, and for the children, the lovable Teddy Ruxpin. Tickets are available, of course, at all choice seat outlets. Don't forget, that'll be next Tuesday, March 3rd through the 8th, as the Ice Capades come to town. It's going to be a very exciting time here at the Civic Arena. The Penguins are going to be out of town, but don't forget, the Ice Capades will be here March 3rd through the 8th. The Ice Capades are coming to town, and we'll be back with more. The Penguins 4, the Oilers 1, right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
There's something special cooking at Eden Park. Always has been.
We're MCI, racing hard to be your communications company. We never coast, We're geared to win. MCI competes internationally, offering you the world's most extensive range of voice, data, and messaging services. Our competition is good. We have to be better. And because we compete, you win. MCI, communications for the next 100 years.
Run! Oh, we're back. It's a Volkswagen Wagon that I am as fresh as ever, okay? Excuse me, please. Hello?
Your Volkswagen dealer won't rest when he's got factory air at no charge on select Golfs and Jettas.
Yes, Silver Jetta, you got it. Yes, you got a deal. What would you like? Huh? Red GTI? Sold. Remember, folks, as long as I am up, you got a deal, okay? Get some coffee in here, will you? Ooh. Decaf? Get Ted in here.
Ronnie's still up, and the deals are still on at your Volkswagen dealer.
On John's has shrimp lovers talking Cajun.
Ooh-wee! This Cajun shrimp tastes like home.
Adler, you're from Milwaukee.
The tangy taste reminds me when I was living in the Delta.
Only Delta you lived in was a fraternity house.
Tender shrimps, all spicy and crunchy, don't you know?
Cut the Cajun, Adler.
Okay. It's okay by me if it's okay by you.
Long John Silver.
New Cajun shrimp at a great price.
The Oilers got the only goal of the second period in a 5-on-3 situation, and that's because Mark Messier won the faceoff cleanly, drew it back to Wayne Gretzky at the left point. He moved it over to Paul Coffey. He was on the right point. He's a left-handed shot. He one-timed it and blasted it right off of the arm, I believe, of Pat Riggin, maybe the pad. In any event, it went right over Pat Riggin and into the net. Riggin just moved to his left and really didn't get out of the goal crease. He just came across, and Coffey made a good shot and scored the goal, and it made it 4-1. And that's where we stand right now. The time of the goal, 5:20. Again, is a power play goal, the only one, and the 12th goal of the year for Paul Coffey. Quebec takes the lead against Minnesota. Risto Silton in second goal of the night, and they lead the North Stars 3-2 at Quebec City. The key to this game, I think, the Pens have 21 seconds to go on the power play to the Oilers with Tikkanen off on the roughing call. But the first 4 minutes of this period, I think, are the key for the Penguins to win this game. If the Oilers come on very strong, they're going to have an opportunity to get back into it. If the Penguins can shut them down and maybe turn the offense their way, they might very well beat the Oilers here tonight. Let's pause for station identification right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Joan Rivers, tonight at 11 o'clock on WPGH, TV 53, Pittsburgh.
Our goal-getter contestant here in the third period is Laura Russell of Pittsburgh, and Craig Simpson is Laura's goal-getter. $1,300 worth of groceries on the line. Oh, I'm sorry. Marietta Wish of Pittsburgh. Mario Lemieux is Marietta's goal-getter. $1,200 worth of groceries on the line. Penguins start with the power play to begin period number 3. And the Oilers at center left it there, and Doug Bodger throws it into the zone and cleared by Kevin Lowe. Oh, Simpson got hit in the face. I didn't see what happened there. Lowe comes over. Conos comes over to say something to Kevin Lowe. It just looked like Lowe was going to clear the puck up ice, and his stick came up, and apparently Simpson was coming in to check him, and it came up and caught him in the face. And Chris Conos came over to say something to Kevin Lowe immediately. Now, Lowe wants to get back in and have a few words with Chris Conos. And Lowe does head for the corner on Chris Conos. Now, let's see if there's any call on this at all. Simpson wears that mask. Boy, he has been hit more in the face than anybody I've seen this year. Lowe was just swiping to clear the puck up, and the stick came up and caught him in the chin. Craig Simpson is a very heady player when it comes to stuff like that, too. The other night in New York, he got hit, and on a penalty, he was actually held, and he just went diving to the ice, arms flying every which way, and he just knows how to overact to try to draw penalties, and it works sometimes. Sometimes referees pick up on it, and then they lose little respect for you, and then they won't call it when you really are hurt. But that time Simpson did get hit in the chin, and he did seem to have a bit of a delayed reaction, maybe trying to draw the attention of the referee. 4 seconds left in the penalty to Tikkanen of the Oilers. And the Penguins will put a checking unit out here now with Lindstrom and Bob Airey. And we heard Bob Airey say, Mike, that they're going to send one man in, play a defensive style of game. In other words, kind of go into a prevent defense, if you will. Sometimes you can get burnt doing that. We'll see if it works for the Penguins. Tikkanen comes on as the Oilers gather it in behind their own net as the Penguins lofted it in. And Kevin Lowe looks for open space up to Curry. Now going to Tikkanen. Gretzky's on the right wing as the puck is lifted around to that right side. Gretzky went in for it, but he overskated. And John Shabbat has the puck for the Penguins. He'll leave it for Momantha. Momantha into the Oilers end, tried to shoot it, was blocked, picked up by Shabbat, though. Shabbat on the right wing boards, turned centers in, and went right by everybody to the near side. The Oilers, Randy Gregg passes the puck up the right wing. He'll go to Tikkanen. Tikkanen on one leg, blasted up into the Penguin zone. Mantha tried to clear, couldn't. Tikkanen has it. Tikkanen around the net. Coffey trying to go in deep, and he centered it. It's off Shabbat's stick. Lead pass to Lindstrom. 2 men to beat. Lindstrom down the right side. Tikkanen with great speed. Lindstrom still got the shot off, and it went wide. A pretty good mark there of 2 players. Lindstrom still getting the shot off, and Tikkanen with a great burst of speed. Boy, he's developed into quite a player, hasn't he?
He sure has.
When I first saw him, I didn't think that much of him, but he has really come on. Playing with Gretzky hasn't hurt him, and boy, he has a lot of confidence.
He leads the NHL in shooting percentage, too, so he's able to finish those plays that Gretzky sets up for him.
Tikkanen again with the puck from his own zone. We're over the head now to Glenn Anderson. He has 3 Penguins to beat. Slip it between the legs of Billy Siren right to the Penguin net. Pat Riggin kind of gone unnoticed here in this game. He's played very well for the Penguins. 4-1 the Pens lead. Frawley shoots it in off a leg around the Oiler goal. Craig Muni back to gather it in. And by the way, Riggin's goals against average coming into action tonight was 2.88. Among the leaders in the NHL. Shot by Anderson, and Riggin stops that with the right leg. Into the left wing corner, Dan Frawley. Frawley trying to move it up and away. And he does. Back to center. He'll get it to Dan Quinn. And Quinn just flips it back into the Oilers' right wing corner. Edmonton back on the attack now. Messier, boy, he's a strong skater. Going to the Penguins end, it's an offside play. Messier is so big, he looks like a big truck coming up the ice as he moves into the zone. Offside called against the Oilers. 17:41 to go, third period. 4-1 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network.
All right, the week's over. Yeah, and the weekend's just beginning.
Come on, we'll show you how a good time goes. We're going to a place where they talk Strohs. Cause a good time's better with a good time beer. And Strohs is spoken here.
Here's how the good times get better. Strohs and Stroh Light 15 and 30 packs. A convenient package at a special value. Get them wherever you buy your beer.
Strohs is spoken here.
Rangers right now losing to Buffalo 3-1. Ken Priestley has scored for the Sabres along with Jim Korn in the second period. And the Rangers are going through a tough streak right now.
Sabres have won 5 in a row, and I think they've won 7 of their last 8, if I'm not mistaken.
They're making a run at Quebec in the division for a playoff spot. And with control of the puck now in the Oilers zone, it's Paul Coffey. 2.5 gone here in the period. And Simpson pulled down Coffey, and here are the Oilers. They're going to get a break right now and work on a power play. As Coffey went down on the play, Randy Gregg is hit by Simpson. Simpson whacking some people right now. Back to take the puck will be Glenn Anderson. The Oilers, with a delayed penalty coming up here, pulled their goaltender, and the Penguins must gain possession. And the great speed of Gretzky now as he comes to the Penguins' end, down the right side. Trying to move in. Young got possession. And we will have a penalty against the Penguins, and we'll be back with the Oilers power play momentarily here on the Pens Hockey Network.
Hi, I'm Craig Simpson of the Pittsburgh Penguins. You know, one of the biggest thrills in playing hockey is scoring a hat trick. So what makes it even more satisfying is when teamwork's involved. The team at Benson Lincoln Mercury Mercure will show you satisfaction before, during, and after you buy a new car. You'll find a large selection, helpful salespeople, great deals, and dependable service. That's why we're Pennsylvania's #1 dealer, Benson Lincoln Mercury Mercure. We won't be satisfied till you are.
Craig Simpson sits down for holding at 2:57. The Oilers 1 for 5 on the power play in this game. Simpson held Paul Coffey, and you can understand why Simpson might want to hold Paul Coffey when he's carrying that puck through the neutral zone. Let go of him, and he goes all the way into another county.
Face off, right point of the Penguins in. Coffey to Gretzky. And the Oilers back on the power play. Their only goal came with a 2-man advantage in period number 2. They're trying to get back in this game. Mark Messier couldn't make a play, and Shabbat backhands it as he golfs it up ahead. Back to the Oilers zone. Coffey working one of the points for the Oilers. He is stopped by Shabbat. A good effort there by Shabbat as the Oilers try to come up ice. And it's relayed up to Gretzky at the Penguin line. Shoots it into the zone for Messier. Messier put it in the corner. Whacked at by Bodger, and he'll clear. Randy Gregg working the other point now. They take Curry off that point. They've got Anderson, Gretzky, and Messier up front. Quinn with the steal in the Oilers zone. Dan Quinn going to the corner, trying to tie it up and kill some time. Randy Gregg ties up Quinn. He holds him. No penalty called, and the play back to center. It goes to Gretzky. 4-man rush to the Penguins in. And not a good pass by Gretzky. Stolen by Cunneyworth. Back 2-on-1 of the Pens. Cunneyworth now cutting for the zone, and I think Quinn and Cunneyworth, I don't know, I thought they might have run out of gas there. It just didn't make much of a play at all. The Oilers really hustling to get back in the play. Here's Quinn going after the puck again. Can't get it, but Cunneyworth will, and he shoots it up into the Oiler net area. 48 to go on the penalty. Kevin Lowe to Mike Krushelnyski. He's seeing him a nice time to Messier. Put the Jets on, going for the net. His backhander. Riggin stops it. Did he go in? Yes, it did. Let's wait and see. Riggin went right into the net, but I think the goal will count as Messier scores on the power play, and the Oilers score at the 4:20 mark here of period number 3 to make it 4-2.
Well, I'll tell you, that's the kind of goal that's tough to take because Riggin, I think, made the save on Messier. The puck was in the crease, and about half the people in this building ended up in the net. I think 3 different players went down and into a heap and went into the goal crease, including Riggin.
Riggin never had possession. It came off a player in front. It bounced up and hit one of the Oilers and went in the net.
Riggin made the save on Messier.
I want to see who the goal's credited to. I want to see if Hall saw the play is what I'm looking at.
It hit Bob Airy. Airy's the guy that came sliding in, and Airy's the guy who knocks it into the net.
So the Oilers make it 4-2, and they do score on the power play. We'll see who the goal is awarded to.
Probably Messier.
Krushelnyski winds it up back behind the Penguin goal. Riggin takes it, and the Oilers strike here at the 4:20 mark of period number 3. They're back within 2, and this is a high-scoring machine. Don't forget that. Lemieux is on. Lemieux of Pittsburgh just slides it back to the Oiler net. Andy Moak stops it. He misplayed it for a moment, but the Oilers do take possession. The Penguins with Lemieux, Hannon, and Mitch Wilson as a trio. Edmonton flips the puck deep into the Penguins in. It goes behind the net. Lemieux digging for it. Trying to play it out, could not. Krushelnyski takes over for the Oilers. Lemieux steps into him. Mario has the puck. Tried to clear, and he couldn't. The Oilers have it again. Dave Hunter, or McTavish now behind the net. It goes to Mark Napier. Napier centers, and it went right by. McTavish, Mitch Wilson coming back to center, and he'll just shoot it in. 14:41 to go. You know the Oilers are going to be coming on here. They trail by 2. Outlet pass right side. Here is Tikkanen shooting. No, he just missed. What a powerful wrist shot that was, but it just missed on the far post. And the puck all the way back into the Edmonton end. Boy, there are guys that can't shoot slap shots that hard. Up to center, McTavish. He'll put it back into the Penguin zone, just inside the blue line. Craig Simpson has possession. He comes to the Oiler line. Lost control of it. And again, Edmonton sets up shop. We have played almost 6 minutes here in the third period. The Penguins lead 4-2. They scored the first 4 goals of the game in the first period. Oilers again dump it in. They get it around the left side to Paul Coffey. A shot. Hit one of the Pens. It's Jim Johnson. He is hobbled as he comes to the bench. The Penguins have it back to center. And here he slides it back into Oiler territory. Johnson comes off, and he is hurt. Again, the Oilers on the move. Wayne Gretzky trying to get into the Penguins end. Triple team, but he got the puck now behind the defense. Here's Curry turning. Gookie shooting. Oh, and it's stopped by Riggin, who got that stick down to stop the shot by Curry as he had an open end, and Bodger is hurt down on the ice. How did Riggin make that save? Curry danced around him. He did a complete square dance around and around, and he shot the puck, and Riggin made the stop. 4-2, the Penguins lead on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Mr. Miller is outside. Again? He's still waiting for his loan.
It's contingent upon his 1962 asset-earning equity ratio.
And his fixed debt margin must stabilize at 4% per annum.
Tell him these things take time.
Equibank makes applying for a loan easy. Just call 1-800-LOAN-LINE. We'll call you back in 1 hour with an answer, not banker babble.
Recheck his non-liquid net yield gross liability factor.
Equibank, the straight talk bank.
Penguins lead 4-2 over the Oilers. Doug Bodger will come off the ice.
The save Riggin just made was incredible. He had the stick somehow up in the air. He was lying on the ice. Most goaltenders will lay that stick flat on the ice. He was able to get it up into the air. He was waving it across the mouth of the goal and hoping that Curry would hit it. And sure enough, Curry's shot hit the stick and went over the net.
Back in front of the Penguin goal, Billy Siren trying to move it out. Bob Erie takes a check from Randy Gregg. And the puck is worked deep into the Oilers' net area. Paul Coffey. The Oilers score again here, boy, in the next few minutes. And this is a brand new hockey game with this team. Issa Tikkanen is a slow up as Curry was into the zone. Tikkanen now blasted around the boards. Anticipating Gretzky might go around and get it, but he can't as Willie Lindstrom deflects it back to center red. Up with the puck will be Lindstrom. Trying to get around Coffey. Bumped on the play. The puck off his stick, but it sails in behind the Edmonton net. Moog relaying around the far side for Tikkanen. Checked neatly by Shabbat. Penguins Hillier gets the puck. Flip it towards the net. And sweeping the puck away from the goal is Andy Moog. Gretzky winds up now. He'll fire a left wing pass off Tikkanen's stick. And banged back by Hillier. In behind the Edmonton net. 12:43 to go. Third period. On the move, Coffey. Coffey skating into the Penguins end. Down the right side. Beat Johnson coming for the net. Pulled the trigger, and I don't know if it hit Riggin or not. It went up into the crowd. We'll wait and see where the faceoff is. Johnson trying to slow down Issa Tikkanen.
Looked as though Riggin may have gotten his stick on that shot by Coffey, too. He had it kind of out a little bit, pushed out away from his body, and it looked like it might have gone up the blade of the stick, which was at an angle, and gone right over the net. And that's exactly what happened. So Riggin did make a save on Coffey by getting that stick out. That's what the Soviet goaltenders do. Rather than keep that stick back against the toes, they get it out in front of their bodies, and they stop those shots between the legs before they ever get there. And then the puck can go up over the net. Perfect play by Riggin on Paul Coffey, who showed that great burst of speed again, getting in around the defense.
Backhanded over to the far corner of the Penguins zone from the draw on the Penguins end, and flipped up by Pittsburgh. Again back to Edmonton real estate. The Oilers trying to get back into the hockey game. Center ice pass low to the right side for Messier. Around it goes left wing side, but the Penguins come up with it. Dan Quinn going to center. He'll blast it long. That's off the stick of Moog and up into the seat. Messier, you talked about powerful skaters, and again, I talked about him like a truck coming up the ice. He has such strong legs, and I'll tell you, if you've never seen the Oilers in person, if you can get tickets next year when they come for one time, please do, and take a look at Messier, because he is one of the great power skaters, if you will, in all the world. He really just has a great burst of speed, and he stands out. He really does on the ice. There are great finesse skaters like Guy Lafleur and Gretzky and a few others, but Messier is a power skater, and he's something to watch. He just give you that little look with the eye and then bursts by you.
And plus, he's so strong that he's able to use his physical strength to get around you, too.
Yeah, and if you touch him, I mean, he just flips you off like a fly.
It's like a great running back who's got that ability to run over you or run by you.
Face off in the Oilers zone. It's controlled by Kevin Lowe. Bumped by Chris Contos. Penguins lead 4-2 with 12 minutes to go in the third period of regulation time. Glenn Anderson starts to rush back. Anderson with a strong first period for the Oilers. Wheels it around to the left wing corner. Hunter goes in, digging for the puck against Warren Young of the Pens. Battle for possession now. Hillier trying to work the puck out of the zone. Can't do it. It goes right towards the net, and Riggin steers it back behind the goal for Doug Bodger. Bodger off the glass and right back to center circle. And the Oilers again set it up. Simpson with almost a nifty play to take it away from Lowe, but he can't do it. Puck is flipped back in around the Oiler net. And Edmonton comes up as the Penguins go to a line change. Mario Lemieux returning tonight for the Penguins along with Dave Hannon. The Pens without Terry Ruskowski, who's out with a flu. Erie now back on the attack, going to Lemieux. And Lemieux bumped, and he is not able to stay in the play. Center ice, the Penguins push it back into the Penguins into Siren. Lemieux comes up 1-on-4, and an offside play. Lindstrom trying to sneak in on the right wing. Lemieux spotted him out of the corner of his eye. 9 minutes gone, third period, 4-2. The Penguins lead on the Penguins Hockey Network.
My, Wile E. Coyote's using the Donnelly directory again. It's a complete, colorful yellow pages that's better and easier to use. Oh, no. Ah, the Donnelly directory with street maps, white pages, and entertainment guides. It's a better yellow pages. Saved again. The Donnelly directory. It's the yellow pages and much, much more.
Penguins back to play here at the Oiler line as Lemieux with Mitch Wilson and Dave Hannon. Maybe 3 times a year the puck will hit the scoreboard, and it did just that. Capitals now have converted on the touchdown. They now lead Detroit 7-0.
Mike Gartner is unbelievably hot right now. He was Player of the Week in the National Hockey League. And Alan Haworth is back in the lineup now for the Caps. And that could spell some trouble for some teams in the Patrick division, because Haworth has been a good offensive player for them. And he's been out with that knee injury, and now he's back and scoring goals.
And we are back to action now. In the Penguin zone, it goes behind the net. Around to the far wing. Mitch Wilson trying to clear it out. And does back into Oiler territory. Comes off the far boards. Mario Lemieux going for the puck. Lemieux steered in behind the net for Mitch Wilson. Wilson tried to center. He can't connect on that pass. And back come the Oilers. They'll go to the Penguin line. Coffey can't penetrate. Delayed offside coming up here and touched by McTavish. And we have an offside call. Well, we played almost halfway home in this third period of play, and it's still 4-2.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got a situation now where things are quiet. The Penguins on the defensive, trying to protect a 4-2 lead and playing a much different brand of hockey than they did in the first period. Let's just hope that the Oilers can't put it all together here and get that next goal, because they will really have the momentum.
Tikkanen trying to cruise down the right side of the Penguins in. Bodger holds him up as he grabs his jersey. Jari Kurri looks for Gretzky. Gretzky's behind that net. You got to watch him at all times. Bob Erie trying to put a shadow on Gretzky. Tikkanen slammed to the boards by Randy Hillier. And John Shabbat with the puck. The Oilers in putting pressure on. Somebody's got a broken stick. It's the Pens' Randy Hillier, but the Penguins do flip it up in the air. And that's a break because Hillier comes to the bench now. He'll be able to get a new stick. In fact, he's going to come off the ice. Mantha and Johnson come over the boards to play defense for the Penguins now. 9:37 to go, third period, 4-2, the Penguins lead. And the Oilers, the best club right now in the National Hockey League, points-wise, with 81, trying to get back into the game. Craig Muni drills it deep into the Penguins end by that broken stick. It comes left wing corner. Curry trying to center. Comes back around the right side, again hitting that piece of lumber. And the Penguins will take control of the puck. Mantha lead it ahead. It'll be called back on a 2-line pass against the Penguins. Shots on goal, the Penguins with 19, the Oilers with 18. The Penguins have had just 2 shots in the period. The Oilers have had 3. That's the type of game it has been here in this third period. Mantha can't believe the call, I don't think, on the 2-line pass. I didn't argue too much.
Just kind of laughing about it. He put the puck right on the tape of Willie Lindstrom. Lindstrom playing so well here tonight. Seeing Lindstrom shoot the puck earlier from the right side, and he's a left-handed shot. It made me think, Mike, there are a lot of guys in the league who play right wing and shoot left, a lot of European players, and that's because there aren't a lot of European players who shoot right. Jari Kurri really an exception, and he of course has the record for goals by a European in a season, 71 goals in 73 games.
Mo Mantha now back to play the puck in his own zone. Relay it to Jim Johnson. Outlet pass right wing to Dan Frawley. Penguin right winger who got his 6th goal of the year in the first period. Shoots it off the blocking glove of Andy Moog. Curry going for the puck, but Cunneyworth beats him to it. Going to Dan Quinn. Quinn just snapping in behind the Oiler goal. Charlie Huddy, we're under 9 minutes to go, third period. Checking by Frawley. And the Oilers can't get it out. Dan Quinn again shoots it back in behind the net. Good shift here by the Penguins line. Quinn, Cunneyworth, and Frawley to shut down the Oilers on this play. Trying to come to center. Panos again taking the puck. Cunneyworth lets it deflect off his stick, and a great shift there by the Quinn line.
I really think, Mike, that the Oilers are most vulnerable in their own end of the rink. The Penguins need to put a little pressure on them in their own zone.
Messier steps by Bodger, and he's got that strength we talked about. Tried to center, and Simpson overtakes him. Slowed him down, but here's Glenn Anderson, and the Penguins in a wrist shot, and that's blocked in front. Siren knocks down one of the Oilers. There's a penalty coming up here. Willie Siren knocked down Jari Kurri. Penguins argue, but Bob Hall makes the call here, and Pittsburgh will be shorthanded. The Oilers again back to work in the power play. 4-2 Penguins on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Great breakfast deal at McDonald's.
McDonald's, what is it?
Place of the Golden Arches. Ronald, all that?
No, what's the deal?
Breakfast sandwich deal. Costs under $1 to take breakfast by the hand.
Which one?
Oh, either one, right, left.
Which breakfast sandwich?
The 3 biscuit sandwiches. Sausage, sausage with egg, bacon, egg, and cheese, plus egg McMuffin and sausage McMuffin with egg.
Oh, can't miss that.
5 breakfast sandwiches, each under $1.
Ah, taking breakfast by the hand, eh?
What's that?
The thing at the end of your arm.
Billy Sear into the penalty box for holding at 11:56. Anderson, who's been great tonight for the Oilers, took a shot. Riggin made the save. Curry went after the rebound. And Billy Searin, I think he had his stick around him, and he just couldn't pull it back out again. He did have him around the waist, and he had the stick between his legs is what it was, and Curry just couldn't skate. And Curry fell down, so Bob Hall calls holding.
Blues take a 1-0 lead over the Islanders in the first period on the U.S. Air scoreboard. Quebec now leads Minnesota 4-2 in the second. Here it is 4-2 Pittsburgh. We're in the third period. And the Oilers, who have battled back from a 4-0 deficit on 2 power play goals, will get another opportunity here. Messier, Anderson, and Mike Kruszelnicki. Well, we told you if the Oilers were to score a goal in the first 4 minutes of play, they scored at 4:20. They'd make a game of it. Just from the talent they have, and the Penguins trying to shut it down. Here's Tim Johnson blasting one wide of the Oiler net, and it comes off the glass and up into the seat. This is where the Penguin penalty killing has to be strong, and has not been effective all year long. It really has suffered. The Pens are 17th in penalty killing of the 21 teams. The Oilers want the face-off outside of the line. The shot by Jim Johnson hit the glass and went up into the seats. Now, if that is the call, unless Hall didn't see it, the face-off you would think would be outside the line.
I think Hall thinks that Moog got a piece of it. And really, he didn't. The puck went right by Andy Moog off the glass and into the stands. Wayne Gretzky, who not only plays the game better than anybody, he also knows the game real well, and he lets referees know about it when they make an improper call. Not quite as much as he used to. He used to complain a lot more to the referees than he does now.
Oilers on a power play with 1:44 to go. And Quinn in a penalty killing assignment here for Coach Bob Berry along with Randy Cunneyworth. And the face-off lead to the left of Andy Moog, the Oiler goaltender. Messier winning the face-off easily against Quinn. And the Oilers slow it down as they start up now. Paul Coffey looking for Wayne Gretzky. He cuts by Quinn. On the move, 3-man rush for the Penguins in. Down the right side, got Messier. He handled the attempted shot and hit the heel of his stick. Messier goes right after it, though, with that good skating ability. Oilers again with the puck, going behind the Penguin net. Around the near side, Gretzky, but he gave it away to Quinn. Quinn rushing back 2-on-1 with Cunneyworth. Quinn left side, looks for Cunneyworth, shoots it, and it was blocked by Paul Coffey as Quinn trying to lay it on the stick of Cunneyworth. The Penguins have to labor to get back, and here the Oilers counterattacking right back into the Penguins in. Drop pass for Gretzky. Gretzky slides it over to Coffey down the slot. Checked away by Hillier. And the Penguins get it out. They can't. Oilers have it again. A tire penalty killing unit right now. Messier trying to shoot it, walks to the net, and he had it knocked away. Bodger on his knees, shoots to block it or get it out. He can't. Anderson behind the goal. Anderson around left side. Too far and too hard for Yari Curry. 50 seconds to go in the penalty. The Oilers again step back into Penguin ice. Messier lost it to John Shabbat, who just came on. Shabbat shoots it off the boards, and that'll take the heat out of a hot kitchen. 38 to go in the penalty. And the Oilers putting the pressure on right now, trying to get back into the hockey game. McTavish rushing up ice, skating wild on the right side. It's been a tremendous hockey game between these two teams. Mantha takes the puck, can't clear, but it will be Erie shooting the puck away, and that should just about do it. 18 seconds to go. In the penalty, Yari Curry. He'll skate through traffic. Lead pass to McTavish. 8 seconds to go. Gretzky still on here for the Oilers. Gretzky left side. Gretzky looking for someone to pass to. Drops it up. Coffey's there, but he fanned on it. It'll come to Mantha. He should get it out. Looks, the penalty is over. The pass ahead. Siren going after it. If he touches it, it'll be a 2-line pass. Siren shoots. It's called back, though. Siren put it in, but it'll be no goal. It'll be called back on an offside play. Well, Bob Hall is going to go now to the thing. He may give the goal to the Penguins. The Pens are going to get the goal. One of the linesmen signaled that it would be a 2-line pass. And now he's been overruled, apparently. Bob Hall, I don't think knows what's going on right now. He's just kind of lost. Moog let up on the play. There's no question about that. The goaltender let up on the play. Siren just put it into the net as Moog didn't, but apparently the Pens are going to get the goal. Somebody missed an assignment there. One of the linesmen did make the call that was going to be a two-line pass.
He had the arm up, but he was reaching for the clouds with that arm. I mean, he was really signaling it. Momantha threw it up ice. Billy Searin came out of the box, and Billy Searin came to the red line, and it looked like he may have been onside on that play. He came in and shot the puck, moved, didn't let up on it, and he shot it right in the net. He made a perfect shot, too.
Well, Moog was waiting for the whistle when he touched the puck.
He definitely was. But, Mike, if that puck passes the red line before Billy Searin crosses it, then it's onside, regardless of if he touches it after it passes the two line. And he came out of the box and skated to the red line so that he crossed it, and then he would have been onside. Then he comes in and shoots the puck and puts it in the net.
He appeared to straddle it, but what was the dead giveaway as far as the Oilers are concerned?
It's the linesman.
Right. I mean, it's either Gauthier or Pateman. One of them waved their hand as if it was going to be a two-line pass and looked back to signal that it would be a two-line pass. And it was never called. 5-2, the Penguins lead, third period on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Let me show you how I do it. Buying a car or truck from Calusi is like getting the game-winning goal because we are the world's oldest Chevrolet dealer with the best sales and service departments anywhere.
Look, Mario, I have a Blazer just like you do.
Come on, let's take a ride in the real thing.
Wow.
Remember, you can always count on a friend at Calusi Chevrolet. Just off 579 at the Pittsburgh exit.
Jerry Pateman and Gerard Gauthier here in an earful from the Edmonton Oilers along with Bob Hall. Mantha went after the puck. Now he takes control of it here, and then the key is where Billy Searin is coming out of the penalty box.
Right down and had every notion to just shoot that puck, and he got to the puck and fired it into the net all in one motion. What a big goal it was.
You bet it is. 3-goal edge right now with 5:57 to go here in the third period.
Well, Mike, you talked about the break that the Penguins got when Pat Riggin made that almost incredible save, getting the stick up in the air to stop Jari Kurri. And that's really could be the break of the game for the Pens. It seems like earlier in the season it was always going against them, those kinds of calls.
Let me say something, too, about the linesmen. I would say in 98% of the time, 99% of the time, they make that call. It is a two-line pass, or it's called. It just happened that 1 out of 100 times it wasn't. So, I mean, for the most part, they have been really good as far as reading the lines and the calls, and they got caught, it appeared, that time. And the Oilers did, too, because Moog let down on the play, and the Penguins score. So Billy Searin scores, 5:33 to go here in period number 3.
I remember a call in Edmonton on Joe Meloche where he had the puck frozen, and Wayne Gretzky took it out of his glove and shot it into the net.
Pat Riggin trying to move it out, and the Oilers now back on the move on the right side. Kevin Lowe, near corner, going to Dave Hunter. Hunter back to Messier, now to Hunter again. Hunter slanted across the left side. Look out, here are the Oilers shooting the puck, and it missed as Kevin Lowe misfired. It's on the meshing behind that goal, and it's held right there. Well, they may have tightened the strings up, too, on that net. We haven't seen it. Hunter now is battling here with Jim Johnson.
Boy, that Hunter's a tough cookie. His neck looks like a tree trunk. He is strong and tough, like all the Hunter boys are.
Penguins are going to make a change here. I don't think Jim Johnson is going to go off here. And so will Dave Hunter. Well, the Penguins led 4-1 going to the third period. Mark Messier with a power play goal at 4:20 made it 4-2. But then Billy Searin connecting for the Pens at 14:03 to make it 5-2 Pittsburgh. Hunter and Johnson both receiving minor penalties for roughing, and the penalties at 14:52.
Boy, that Asa Tikkanen giving Randy Hillier some shots on this faceoff. He's got a mean streak in him. They talk about European players and how it's unusual for them to be physical, but it almost seems like the National Hockey League doesn't bring too many European players over here anymore unless they've got those traits.
Face-off, controlled by the Oilers, and Charlie Huddy shoots one right on. Riggin appeared to be partially screened on that. Made the save. Bob Erie will put a head back to center. Willie Lindstrom looking for John Shabbat. Shabbat moves into the near corner. Edmonton territory. Now behind the net, Lindstrom stood up by the Oilers. And back to center will be Charlie Huddy. He is knocked down by Shabbat. Play will continue, and it's grabbed by Willie Lindstrom. Huddy took it from him and throws it back into the Penguin zone. Less than 5 minutes to go here in the third period. Pittsburgh 5, Edmonton 2. Shabbat carries the mail. He'll go to the Oiler line, cut across now. Down the near side, they let him go, and he shoots the puck, and Moog made the save. The Oilers had a confused play there. Nobody picked up John Shabbat, but Shabbat's shot was stopped by Andy Moog. Momantha again poke it back in behind the Oiler net. And Moog will leave it for Esa Tikkanen. That goal by the Penguins, Billy Searin, appears to have taken the starch out of the Oilers. They've got a long way to go now. Right point, though, here's Curry, and he fanned on the shot. It came right off the stick of Riggin, and again, that shot changed speeds, almost fooled him. He was waiting for that big, powerful slap shot, and it changed speeds on him. Chasing back with the puck in the Edmonton zone. Craig Muni. Muni going left wing. But it's picked off by Frawley, and he'll just throw it back in. Now the Penguins can play some smart hockey now. Cunnyworth knocked down on the play by Gretzky, and Gretzky knocked down by Cunnyworth. Gretzky back on the move, though. Gretzky is hit by Randy Hillier, trying to dig it off the boards. And Gretzky did pull down the skates out from under Cunnyworth. They have some words right now. Back in the Penguins in. Now Gretzky and Curry comes over to take a shot, and Gretzky and Cunnyworth get into it. Now Gretzky pulled down Cunnyworth, pulled his skates out from under him, and then Cunnyworth returned the favor. And Gretzky and Cunnyworth have some words. Gretzky has had one of the rare fights he has ever had right here in this building. And I can't remember who it was against. We will take a timeout. 3:34 to go in the third. Tikkanen now and Frawley have some words. And we'll hold it right here. Cunnyworth barking now at Yari Curry. I think things are going to cool down enough to get back to play. Gretzky and the Oilers a little frustrated. 5-2, the Penguins lead on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Quietly, with very little noise, one soft drink has risen all the way to the top to become America's #1 caffeine-free cola. Caffeine-free Diet Coke. It's the soft drink more and more people are quietly enjoying. Caffeine-free Diet Coke. Try it.
Just for the taste of it. Shh. Caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Well, Wayne Gretzky gets a roughing call, and he's laughing about it. And he's smiling about it, but he did pull Cunnyworth's skates out from under him. Not only that, Mike, but he walked up to him and pushed him right in the face with his glove. Now, a lot of guys do that, and they got somebody right back in their face, including Cunnyworth. Any other player, a lot of other players do that to Randy Cunnyworth, and I guarantee you he's right back after him. But he kind of skated away from Wayne Gretzky. Then a couple of other players came over and kind of looked at him, and that was the end of that. Then the Oilers all stepped in, and they bunched together. And Gretzky was off, and he's laughing like he didn't do anything, but he did what a lot of players would get retaliation against for, and nobody retaliated against him.
Well, we'll get a face-off on the Penguins end to the right of goaltender Pat Riggin. With 3 minutes and 34 seconds to go, and the Penguins on a power play. And trying to win 2 in a row. Here, they can win tonight. They'll have 56 points. The Capitals are sure winners tonight. They'll have 60. The Rangers are losing 3-2. And the Blues are beating the Islanders 1-0. And the race tightens up. The Islanders with 62 in second place. Penguins with 54 in fifth. If they can win, they can cut it to really a 6-point difference between 4 teams.
The Penguins go into New York to the island to play the Islanders on Thursday night.
McTavish and Mark Napier. The Oilers are in the midst of a long road trip. It's going to be a 13-day trip before they're all done. Simpson now cruising to center as the Penguins come back on the play. Flip it towards the Oiler net. Andy Moog getting the puck to Craig McTavish. Kind of a freak goal here in this third period by the Penguins. Gave them a big advantage, a 3-goal lead again. And they have possession of the puck. Billy Searin to Condos, right wing to Craig Simpson. 3:08 to go in regulation time. Simpson content just to fire it into the zone. The Oilers will bring it back. At center, Wayne Gretzky in the penalty box. Gretzky on the year has picked up just 22 minutes in penalty time. Around the Penguin net, the Oilers misfire. The Penguins are trying to do right now is just kill the clock and take advantage of the power play situation. It has been a tough chore for them all night long, though. The Oilers have been so tough shorthanded.
At least they don't have to worry about Gretzky scoring a shorthanded one on him. He leads the league in that department.
Kevin Lowe turns it over to Craig Muni. Going to Mark Messier. A minute to go in the penalty to Gretzky. 2:32 to go in the third period. Mario Lemieux out here for the Penguins. He is seeing limited ice time tonight for Pittsburgh. And the Oilers Able to move it back in behind Penguin goaltender Pat Riggin. Hillier's lead pass to Cunneyworth. Cunneyworth moves up on the play, trying to beat Huddy. Couldn't carry it around him as Huddy got a piece of him with the body. Anderson's clearing pass. Did not get out. It goes behind the net for Lemieux. Lemieux turns, trying to make the play to put it out in front of the net. And instead he goes to Quinn near boards. Dan Quinn. Quinn to Lemieux. Lemieux handles the puck. Give it back for Quinn behind the net. Quinn now out to Hillier. And that pass broken up by Messier, and he'll slam it back off the boards with 15 seconds to go in the Gretzky penalty. And 1:45 to go in the third period. Hillier shoot it off the wood. It'll come to Lemieux. Not many people have gone home from this arena right now. A sellout crowd tonight to watch the Pens. And if you miss this one, shame on you for 6 weeks. I know tickets were tough. Playing early next year if you can. Around to the far boards. It'll be taken by Huddy in the Oilers end. To center for Gretzky, who just came on. Gretzky trying to beat Mantha. Circles at the blue line. Cross-rink pass. Poked away by Lindstrom. And the Penguins might have a chance here. Billy Siren up to Lindstrom. Right wing into the Oilers end. Lindstrom left side. Here he's there. He's shot. And it was wide of the net. Here he did not bear down on that play. I think if he'd come in and really fired the puck, he might have had a chance to score. I don't know if Mo got a piece of it or not reaching out. Billy Siren with 1:04 to go. Siren with an interception there by Muni. A slap shot. Save Riggin. Rebound. The Oilers put it in front. Cleared by Bob Erie. This will be an icing call with less than a minute to go. Penguins a little sloppy in their own zone. The Oilers touch it. We'll get an icing call with 51 seconds to go in regulation time.
Boy, Pat Riggin has had a whale of a game here tonight for the Penguins. He made 37 saves on 39 shots in New York the other night. He's bouncing around. He feels hot and sharp right now. He made those early big saves for Pittsburgh when Edmonton could have easily gotten right back into the game. And,
well, let's face it, the key for the Pens, one of the keys if they're going to make the playoffs has got to be goaltending. They're going to have to get standout performances because if you look at the rest of the division, hey, you're not talking weak goaltenders. You're talking Rudy in New York. You're talking the Rangers with Froese and Van Beesbrook. Washington's had a problem with goaltending, but if they get it resolved with Peters and the likes there, you're going to have the net money. You're not going to win it. You're not going to get in there.
The Rangers wouldn't have gotten in last year if not for the great goaltending of John Van Beesbrook. The Islanders get such outstanding goaltending from Kelly Rudy night in and night out. Billy Smith.
Kevin Lowe just picked up a misconduct penalty at 19:09. He had something to say to referee Bob Hall. Now they've opened the door. Now they've requested Kevin Lowe come out of the penalty box and please go and get the hot water. And you're going for an early shower, Kevin. And he'll bark at Hall as he goes off the ice again.
Well, he ought to be yelling at the linesman.
Face-off will be to the right of Riggin with 51 seconds left in the game. Raimo Suminen out here now for the Oilers, but the Penguins have the puck and they bank it off the sideboards back to center. Penalty coming up here. A slashing call. The Oilers' Kevin McClellan's going to pick it up. He was after Cunneyworth.
Yes, he was.
And Crawley comes over now to say something to Kevin McClellan. McClellan came right after Cunneyworth, apparently for his situation with Wayne Gretzky. And McClellan's going to pick up a minor penalty here for slashing. And they're trying to get McClellan off the ice. The Oilers will be shorthanded. 45 seconds the rest of the way. Well, he's going to have to put somebody in the penalty box, Bob Hall is, because McClellan could come back on. He's going to send him off the ice. Frawley's going to be sent off, too. Frawley's going to get a minor penalty.
You know, Kevin McClellan really whacked Randy Cunneyworth. He got the stick up around his chops and cracked him one. Maybe right across the throat. And then Frawley came back to say something to McClellan. The linesman stepping in quickly. McClellan has said that one of the reasons he never fights anymore is because no one will go with him. But nobody had a chance to go with him there. I got a feeling Dan Frawley would go with him. And I got a feeling Dwight Schofield might, too, if given the opportunity.
Well, we await the announcement on the penalties. McClellan has a 2-minute minor posted on the board.
Number 24, Kevin McClellan, 2 minutes for slashing and a 10-minute misconduct. Pittsburgh penalty, number 28, Dan Frawley, a 10-minute misconduct.
McClellan gets 2 for slashing, a 10-minute misconduct at 19:15, and Frawley a 10-minute misconduct at 19:45. So the Oilers will be shorthanded the rest of the way, or until the Penguins score, of course. work on the power play as the Oilers send out Ramo Suominen and Mike Kruzlniski to try and kill the penalty. The Oilers must put somebody in the penalty box. That's what's got to happen right now. They've got to put somebody in the box to serve the penalty to McCullough. Bob Hall trying to get that to happen, and Glenn Sather, I think, unhappy with Bob Hall, will take all the time in the world before he sends somebody over there. And Ramo Suominen gets the assignment. It's your night, Ramo. Come and have a seat. Penguins lead 5-2. They jump to a 4-0 first period lead over the Oilers. On goals by John Shabbat, Craig Simpson, Warren Young, and Dan Frawley. Picked up another here in the third by Billy Searin, and they lead Edmonton 5-2 with 40 seconds to go. And they'll probably bring the house down here as the Penguins wind it down here, beating the Oilers for the first time this year. The Oilers won 2 games, 4-2, once here in Pittsburgh. And the puck is flipped back to the Penguin line. Randy Hillier goes for the puck. Here shoots it up to Mitch Wilson. Wilson working on the power play to Warren Young. Young can't hold on to it. 15 to go. The Oilers just throw it back to the Penguin line. A dozen seconds left in the game. Honeyworth shoots it long right on the net, and it's stopped by Andy Moore. 5, and the Oilers have the puck. They'll take it off. They'll count it off here in Pittsburgh. That's it. It is all over. Tonight, the Pittsburgh Penguins have defeated the Edmonton Oilers. The final score, Pittsburgh